Yes, people. Welcome back to another episode of That Gunner Talk. It's your boy K-Paz Pauser, and I've got a few special guests with me. Of course, you already know Gunner Street, part of the podcast, but got Waffle Done of Waffle Done channel and Tyron from BBK Sports. Obviously, before I ask you, Steph, how you're feeling, Waffle Done. What are you telling me? First time on the channel. Obviously, Joel streaming on Gunner Street and K-Paz Pauser. How are you feeling today? This Sunday.
You know what I'm saying? Weekend's over, so back to work tomorrow. But you know what? I'm all good, relaxed. Had a nice line this morning. Been doing my binge watching of Stranger Things. You know what I mean? Waiting for series 5 to come out. So yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good.
I've never watched that show. I need to watch it actually, but I've actually never watched it. How about you, BBK? What are you telling me? I know you just came off a stream. How are you feeling today, my bro?
Feeling good, man. Big up to you. Big up to Gunner Street, my stream partner in crime, this guy. Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me on the channel, man. Let's talk some ball. We have a lot to discuss, gentlemen.
For sure. Everyone tune into the stream. Obviously, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe to Gunner Street, K-Paz Pauser, Waffle Done, and BBK Sports. We'll try to get all the links in the comments. And don't forget to ask any questions. It's going to be a fiery stream today. We've got a lot to talk about, as BBK says. And nevertheless, I feel like we just have to get straight into it. Obviously, got the news yesterday that Gabriel obviously pulled up with they called it an abductor injury. Obviously, Brazil versus Senegal, playing at the Emirates, funny enough. And I feel a bit worried. Let's just say this, innit? I think there was some reports coming out that he trained separately to the rest of the Brazil teammates because they were worried about his load. So if that was already the case, I don't know why they thought it was the smartest thing to kind of start him in a game that obviously ultimately was a friendly. I'm gonna throw it over to you, Abs. Like, how do you feel about the Gabriel injury, and what was your reaction yesterday when you saw the news?
Probably the same as most people. Probably a little bit frustrated, but not surprised, I guess, because anything can happen on international duty, and of course, it has to happen to one of our best players, one of our leaders in the team, especially going into next week where we've got a massive game against one of our rivals, or should I say our neighbours, Spurs, Tottenham Hotspurs, for those who don't know. I don't like to use the word worrying. Maybe I use the word concerned because I find that a bit more comforting. Because when you worry, worry causes stress, and you know, stress isn't good for the heart and all them kind of things there. But you know what, man? Some things just are really hard to actually answer, man, because these players, they want to play for their countries. One of my boys, D from Fanzone, he was talking about how the players outside of England, especially, want to represent their countries, regardless of the competition, international, whatever kind of thing like that. So I don't want to give the easy answer as like, oh well, do you know what, he shouldn't have went and stayed at home and stuff like that. These guys are proud, innit? These guys are proud of their nations and they want to play for their countries. Who am I to say that they shouldn't play for their countries as well? So in that perspective, that's how I see it.
I agree with you. Obviously, it's a hard one to call, especially if a player gets injured on international duties. The easiest thing to say is, "Oh, you shouldn't have gone," or like you're kind of stupid, you weren't thinking about it. But I think ultimately, it's because of the player that it is. I think it feels harder to kind of swallow, because I feel like Gabriel has been probably arguably our best player this season. But I agree with you as well. Like, a lot of these guys take pride in playing for their country, so it's kind of it's a difficult one to swallow. But I think the fact that it happened at the Emirates is so ironic. Pause. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one to kind of process. Let's put it like that, yeah. But Gunner Street, let me get to you. I didn't ask you how you are, bro. So how are you, and how do you feel about this Gabriel news as well?
First of all, bro, good as always, bro. Life is good. Team is in a good position, but other than the Gabriel injury, I think we're in a good position. But with regard to the Gabriel injury, gutted first of all because yesterday I was out, had a good evening, playing ball, kicking ball, and then I get that news and it's just like, there goes my weekend. Just one injury that you really don't want, especially seeing that that's been a player that over the last 3 games we've played Spurs, he's been man of the match, whether that's me scoring goals, solid at the back. He's been one of our mainstays and he looks forward to the North London derby almost every season. So to not have him potentially for that game is gutting. But like Waffle Don said, I'm not worried, but more so concerned. And because concern brings, worry brings stress. And the concern I have is how long is he out? Because you don't want to be going through any period with one of your best players out. However, I'm feeling a little bit better than I would be like last season when we had those difficult games at the back end of last season, like the Champions League, knockout rounds and stuff. Because we have an hincapie, because we have Calafiori, who we got good news on, because we have Mosquera, who's proven when he stepped into the team that he can step up to the level. So I think we have guys there to get us through this difficult run, but we can't afford any more injuries to the back because we're just getting our attackers back, and to lose more defenders, especially your best ones, can't afford that at this point in the season.
So before I come to you, BBK, obviously shout out Nems in the chat. Obviously, familiar friend of everyone here. He says hi. He also says fire trim cape. I appreciate you, bro. And he puts the violins in the chat, saying it's quite sad on that side. But obviously, you already know what he's feeling. Obviously, he's just a bit of pain from him that his team ain't really that good this season. Like, do you know what I mean? But I appreciate the love as always. Obviously, BBK, what about you? What's your thoughts on the Gabriel injury? How do you take it yesterday when you heard the news?
See that damn names here. Let Van Dijk go down and see if he put any violins in any chat.
Ask him. He's gonna be crying.
The thing is, bro, I'm worried. I'm worried, bro. He's our best center back. You can't name 3 better center backs in the world. Gabriel knows he's going to the World Cup. Carlo Ancelotti is not about to commit career suicide at Brazil and not take your best center back. I'm sorry, but he didn't need to play this game, bro. Brazil already qualified. If I go back to October 1st when I see him leave the pitch against Olympiacos, that was my first like, whoa, Gabriel, what's going on, brother? And then going into that international break, man flies all the way to Seoul, Korea and playing that game, another friendly. 5-0. Now, big up to Carlo because he rested him for the following game against Japan, which he didn't play in. But then he played 90. I think he came off in the Atletico game at like 70-something minutes. But Gabriel, he went down last year. It didn't cost us because I think Kivier did well last year in the running. Yeah? But I'm worried, bro. I'm not gonna lie. There's not a world where you lose your best center back, and I'm not worried because if I asked any of you gentlemen on the panel, do you think we can win this Premier League without Gabriel? That's why I'm worried, because it's not a case of him coming back and not being Gabriel, but this club has a history of rushing players back. You know what I mean? And I do think, like Steph said, I do think hincapie can deputize and get us through this rough period. But it's a rough period. I can argue that this is rougher than the start of the season. Now looking back at how poor Liverpool have been, and look at Newcastle are 2 points off the relegation zone. Bayern Munich, Tottenham, Chelsea. Now, if we get to these, these 3 fixtures with hincapie doing the business, and then Gabriel can take his time coming back, kind of like how City are going about doing the business with Nico Gonzalez and Rodri, the Ballon d'Or, their best midfielder, doesn't have to rush back. Because City fans were worried when Rodri went down, because no Rodri, unless Gonzalez did what he did this year, they're looking at another shit season like they did last year. I'm gutted about this, bro. And the fact that if it happened in a qualifier where Gabriel needed to be there, I could hear it. But it's a friendly Brazil already. Even if it was a qualifier, they've already qualified. You run your other guys out who you're gonna need to give Gabriel a break at the World Cup. He's too good of a player. And the thing is, what Cape said earlier about him training by himself prior to the game and then still go out there to play, that's the leader in him. That's the leader in him wanting to, be out there with his countrymen, with his boys. And forget the set pieces and all that stuff that we're going to miss. He's the leader of that back line because Saliba is calm. Saliba is all tech and ability. But that back line, the leadership that he called. Do you see that boy where he blocks a shot to keep that clean sheet at the 88th minute in games? That's what we're going to be missing. Now, hincapie is a South American boy, and he has bite in him, but Gabriel is established, and we're going to miss that, and I'm worried. I'm past the concern, man. I'm very worried about this because I really think if we went through this rough patch of games, kept clean sheets and dominated and come out on top, are still maintaining our lead on City, it's a different level of confidence going into the December congestion. So I'm worried, bro. I'm worried. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm with you, bro. I think I feel a bit more on your side as well. Like I'm a bit more worried about it because given Gabriel's kind of interesting injury history, obviously the hamstring injury against Fulham, out for basically the whole season, comes back in pre-season, then he was out for that little bit at the end of pre-season before he came back for the United game. So, and I checked the stat. I think I mentioned this to Gunner Street in one of our streams a couple of weeks ago that Gabriel has played our most minutes of every player in our team so far this season. So it's not a surprise that he's pulling up with an injury. Like a muscle injury, it probably isn't that bad, but it's just the fact that we're not going to have him for these important games that, forget even just the defending. That's one of our group. As soon as we get a corner, what teams are, 4 men are trying to mark Gabriel and take away, and that distracts, and that fear that he causes to opponents literally single-handedly is kind of sad. Obviously, big up to our Gunner. He says big up the boys, shout you out. Everyone, don't forget to drop a like as well, whether you're tuning in from Gunner Street or Capers Sports side, and subscribe to Waffle Done, subscribe to BBK Sports. I will be putting their channels into the chat, so please go to their channels, hit the subscribe, check out their content. Lovely Arsenal support as well. Nems has some mail for you, BBK.
I hear Nems, man. Nems is the biggest troll in these spaces.
Bro. Well, in my group, he's just been all day, bro. Every day is the same, man.
But to you guys though, I have a quick question. I mean, what I would say a concern is because if I didn't see this team rotate in and out and win games with clean sheets, I would have felt a little bit more concerned when Gabriel might have stepped away from the team, and with potentially getting our attacking players back. I think that kind of fills me with a bit more concern to take me a bit more confidence to take me away from worry. I think that this team overall is going to get better after the break. Yes, missing Gabriel is a crucial part, and I would never say that it would be hard for me to see us winning this Premier League without him. But do I think that this team has a level and has a structure that could get us through? We still have players coming back that are hitting perfect form. You have Declan Rice, who's in perfect form. You have hincapie, who's no captain Ecuador. He's has leadership, like BBK mentioned. You have other guys, Odegaard coming back, other attackers in good form. You have Saka, no scoring goals. That's his scoring goals. So maybe this is a transition for this team, having to look away from maybe that particular thing that people were saying, oh, we're so boring, or we're scoring goals from set pieces. Not my take, not what I think. But I think this might be another evolution to show that this squad is worthy enough to win titles. Because again, injuries happen in the football season. It's how you ultimately overcome those to win. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see.
Yeah, like I agree with you, bro. It's a hard one because I think with most of our attackers coming back or reportedly coming back, I just wanted to see a full squad have that full element of seeing how Mikel uses the squad, rotates, especially in a week where we have 3 important games. I don't expect, the starting 11 to play all 90 minutes in all of those games. But if Gabriel's missing, if obviously Calafiori, who we obviously left the Italian squad, but I think it's reported from Fabrizio that he should be okay for the squad next week, which I guess is some positive news within that. But I don't want to see Calafiori play anyways, even if he is fit, because
the thing with Calafiori, I don't mean to cut across you, but the thing with Calafiori, why do you think Arteta gives Calafiori the license to run all over the damn pitch and be left wing and right wing and playing striker? He's all over the pitch because he knows that Gabriel is capable and cleans up that left side. So not only the set piece is the leadership, but we're missing that as well. All of a sudden now, if Ethan starts against Tottenham or Chelsea, maybe all of a sudden we don't have that inverted and that overload in midfield anymore because Gabriel is not there, because he has mastered that position, bro. He was doing this with Zinchenko, who everyone says can't defend. Even with Zinchenko, we conceded the least amount of goals in the Premier League because of Gabriel on that left-hand side. We're grossly underestimating how much we're losing in this boy. He's a bad boy, bro.
I wouldn't say we're grossly underestimating the Gabriel loss. At the end of the day, as Gunner Street said, injuries happen in a season, and it's inevitable that Gabriel's got injured. Saliba got injured last season. I think, didn't Gabriel get injured at the tail part of last season? Obviously, that just went pear. Kivior came in and done a decent job, but we're in that phase now where Gabriel is injured now. We can moan about it. We can say she shouldn't have went. We can do all of that, but what we need to be looking at is players having an opportunity and stepping up, because that's what players have to do now. Players have to step up and take their opportunity with both hands, because if you don't take your opportunity with both hands, you're going to be seeing bench once again. And I'm not saying one of the biggest things that we're missing, we're losing, obviously, is the leadership element. The Gabriel at the back, leadership, and obviously the goals that he brings the team as well. I get all of that. But we have to find other ways to play football, guys. This ain't just, we're not a one-man team. We don't rely solely on one man, and we need to step up as a team. And that's that's why we have a squad, isn't it? Because the squad has to come together. I know, like you, BBK, when it comes to the army and all that kind of stuff, do you know what I mean? You lose generals, you lose, you know what I'm saying? But people have to step up in their positions. You can't replace them, but people have to step up, and that's what we have to do. City only have one injury. I think Rodri's got a knock, or he's still on the bench. We've got multiple injuries. Yeah, players are coming back, and we need to step up. We need to step up. That's all I'm going to say about that.
No, I agree with you, man. I think what the kind of positives from this situation, obviously, it's not like a reoccurring injury. It's not like it's the hamstring that he'd done last year. I think that would have me really, really worried, because that means that, that it might be a trend. And I think also, as Waffledon just said, that we got the squad now. Obviously, yes, we did have Kivio last year, but I think having Mascara, seeing how he's played the season already, having hincapie, seeing how he looks, very aggressive, very comfortable on the ball. He's an experienced player. Ecuador captain. He's won the league with Bayer Leverkusen. You can tell he's a good player. And there's going to be points where players are going to have to step up. I think like what BBK said, I hope by having these players, we don't have to rush Gabby back. Like, even if he is okay in a couple of weeks, like, give him extra week or two, especially if hincapie is playing well, Mascara is playing well, to let him get back to his his full best. Obviously, Caps in the building says big up the people. Them shout you out, bro. Hope you're having a nice evening. Nems asks to us, is Arsenal winning the league? I still have the chest to say I think we are. I'll throw it back to you. Is Liverpool going to win the league, bro?
He'll have chest for that. You say everyone loading. That's what he say. He's got chest.
Caps also says Gabby hasn't been assessed yet, so let's wait to hear what the medical staff have to say. I'm on this as well before I give my full reaction, because who knows, it might come out and say, oh, he's only is a minor injury, he might only miss the Spurs game or something, and then our reactions are all over there. But I'm with BBK, because I feel like sometimes Arsenal do have a history of rushing players back, or players have a history of saying that they're ready before they are ready, and it ends up being worse long term. So let's hope and see. He says 21 is loading. Okay. See about that, my boy. I like the confidence though. But do you get how do you guys feel about the injuries? Obviously, this season we've had a lot of injuries to a lot of players already. Obviously, we've been able to cope with it. We've been able to still be professional, still feel like we're the best team in the country, at least performing at that level. But do you feel like if these injuries persist throughout the season, that we can maintain what we're doing currently, or do you feel like it will end up derailing our title hopes if they continue to persist?
Yeah. This is the only injury that worries me. Every other ones I was calm with. When I was, Nani didn't have a history of getting injured, but when he get injured, I was like, damn, because Saka got to manage his minutes and all that. But when Odegaard went down, no one panicked. None of us panicked. When Kai went down, none of us panicked because we had Young. But this one is the only one that's been concerning. And if you look at Odegaard's name, you look at Nani's name, you look at Kai's name, most of them said mid-November that they're coming back. So we're in mid-November. So those guys are back. I don't think we've had, if we were able to open up a 6-point gap with those three players being injured and calmly, keeping clean sheets, what eight straight clean sheets, 10 wins in a row and all comms. I don't think those injuries hampered us. Those guys coming back is kind of like new signings, like Wenger used to say. But this one is the only one that worried me. I wasn't really concerned about the rest. Like Buffalo said, injuries do happen, but this one came out of out of left field.
That's the boot. What about you, Steph? What do you think? Do you feel like if the injuries was to continue, that it might potentially derail our title hopes or us challenging in the other trophies? Or do you feel like it wouldn't because of our squad so far?
It just depends, because you don't want to have, for example, if we weren't getting any attacking players back, then Gabriel also goes out. Going into this run of games, it's kind of like look at our bench in the last couple of games before international break. We had kids on it. So again, if we losing players at a consistent rate over a course of a period of time, we're gonna inevitably drop points. Because we saw even last season, even on our floor, we still managed to draw games, and that killed us in the league season. So do I think so? No, realistically. But I just think the injuries have to fall for us, because that's just modern football. You look across European football, you look across even in the Premier League, almost every team is going to get injuries this season. Last season, everybody was getting injuries as well, just due to the amount of games being played. So I think we have the squad now to manage ourselves through it. I think that's the key part about it. Berta did a good job in the summer addressing every single area and position. I think we can all say that on board on the panel today. But honestly, if we see our whole attacking line decimated, our whole back line decimated, then I'd be crazy to sit here and say we'd probably win a league title, especially when others around us are maintaining their fitness. It's just about how the injuries fall across the season, I think, is going to matter the most. Because, again, if you have guys fit in the back line, only Gabriel is out, and we have the rest of the squad fit, then, yeah, I think we can go on and win the title, no doubt. But if you have Gabriel, Saliba, hincapie, and let's just say Calafiori or Lewis-Skelly injured, with not having a Gyokeres, with Jesus not really getting back into form, still no Kai Havertz, you're kind of thinking, okay, you're losing a lot of key areas to the squad at crucial moments in time. I don't see how that leads to a Premier League title.
I think we can't afford an injury to Deckers.
And that
happens, then I'm panicking. And the hell with worrying and concern, I'm full blown panicking then.
True, very
true.
true.
Because if we don't have the guy that can deliver the whip on the ball, and then Gabriel not to get on the end of him, then yeah, clean up man. You know, like I accept no Declan slander. You know, like Waffle Don knows that. I think if we get an injury to him, then I'm different gravy.
Obviously, Waffle, throw it over to you. Caps, I think he says, is that a Bayesian flag? Barbados?
Barbados.
We got
in the chat, obviously, you already know.
Barbados.
More in the chat. He says, legs up, popcorn's on, let's go. What we saying, brethren? How you doing, my bro? I know you're gonna come with some.
You still don't know who he is in the chat, though, innit? You still don't know who he is in the WhatsApp chat, though, do you?
I'm gonna figure it out. You have to. If you want to still in the chat, give me a little clue or something. Let me know.
Nothing, bro.
Let me know. Let me hear who you are. I'm gonna message you now. Caps also says way too many games, which is an interesting point. Obviously, we kind of segue to. Do you guys feel like that? Do you actually waffled on? Do you said obviously you feel like injuries happen, guys have to step up. So would you say you wouldn't be necessarily worried if the injuries persist, that it will derail our title chances, or do you feel like if it continues at this rate where it seems like one in, one out, one in, one out, that you're gonna still be worried that we can kind of go on to win the title?
I just want to piggyback back to about the injuries, about to what Gunner Street was saying. The problem is with injuries, is that it also puts a strain on, first team players as well. You can have injuries and have other players available, but certain positions you're gonna have a strain. So look at Saka already. Saka's playing how many games now for Arsenal already? Yeah, it could be, could be. How long do we know before this guy may pull up or what? Trossard already without Martinelli. Anything happens to Eze in that 10 position, Odegaard's out. So there's certain positions that I feel that if players are consistently playing and having to play games all the time, it's going to cause a strain on those first teamers. So then it's going to be a case of the manager being under pressure and having to rush players back. So injuries are always going to be a problem, no matter what team it is. I was looking at the injury list for the Premier League players today. Spurs have up to 11 injuries right now. They might have players coming back after the international break, and we might be too, but also as well, in terms of players' fitness as well. They might be training, but they're not match fit. And you know how it is, guys, to be match fit. I'm saying you have to be playing games. So injuries is just, I'm telling you, bro, it could derail our season if it's consistent. I think with every football team, you have to have your core players, So, Gabriel, I would say he's a core player. Rice is a core player. And I would say maybe Saka is a core player as well. I think Gyokeres is very important to this side right now. People might say, well, nah, he's not. I think the way he's starting to play and the way he kind of takes the pressure away from like the wingers. I think that's very important right now. So I think him being out is crucial that we get him back very soon, because in that Burnley game you started to see Gyokeres' character, you started to see the type of player he was, and we need that. We need to see that. So yeah, injuries are always, there's always going to be, ifs and buts and maybes with injuries, especially when you're going for a title. If we had this player available, maybe if this person was fit, but so I just want these players. I just want players back. I don't care if we haven't even got a full fit squad. I just want players back that are key to the team, and then we can work out the rest around that.
I do agree with you guys. To be honest with you, I think this year more than ever, our squad is a bit more built and prepared for injuries. Like the quality of the squad, like the difference between the first and second choice isn't that much. Well, bar maybe Norgard, Zubimendi, maybe Marino, Rice, but with everyone else, I think there's a good level between the two options, which obviously I guess gives you a bit more trust compared to some of the previous seasons where the second option in some positions were levels below. And you could see that when the squad was rotated. But I think as long as you said, like it doesn't consistently happen, maybe it happens in periods, because injuries are inevitable. Hopefully the players can handle it, because I'm just more worried that the players that, as you said, Saka playing 90 minutes. By the time maybe a Magalhaes comes back, Saka can go down again, and we're going to see that kind of trend where it's always one in, one out. It's never just we have the full squad, and there's a real competition for places, and so certain guys are missing the match day squad because they can't make the 9-man bench. But we'll have to see. Shout out Philly in the chat, my bro. Make sure you're hitting the like button, everyone. If you're in the chat, make sure you're subscribing to what
4-1 Nigeria. Sorry, I just had to say it. Not 4-1 Nigeria. Big up.
Right now.
4-1 to Nigeria, yeah. Let me
4-1 Osimhen with a brace. I tell you, this guy is a killer. Sorry, man.
Currently 1-1, I swear.
1-1?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong school,
Looking at the old school,
man, telling me dreams. Like, look at this guy, guys.
Sorry, man.
Hey,
Sorry, man.
thumbs down for waffle done in the chat, guys. Thumbs down.
Oh,
Selling
bro,
dreams.
sorry, man.
Like,
Sorry,
look at me.
man.
You saw my face bright up. Like, come on.
Sorry.
Mistake happens. Nem says injuries with the violins. Obviously, watch when the injuries start. When Van Dijk gets one injury, I'm not watching injuries anyone, but one Van Dijk injury, bro, and you're cooked. So we'll see. Cap says Rice never gets a rest. Obviously, when you're a horse, as they tend to call him, because he has, the legs. That I think it's hard to not use him, because I feel like he probably recovers well. Like I think I'm doing a video on Rice. Obviously, I'm exposing it now, so it should be coming out soon. It's in the works, and I've seen that he's been our most available player. Like he's played the most games in the last 2 seasons since he signed. Like the first season he played all 38 Premier League games. Last season I think he played about, I think it's 35 out of 38. So it's very difficult.
Isn't there for certain teams that you're going to have that one player that plays almost every type of game?
But then we see what happens to those players. That you see what happens.
I know.
And this is the thing, though, right? As a manager, as a football manager, if you are managing a club like Arsenal, bro, we got 18 internationals that start, like not just get picked to go sit, like picked to play. When you're managing a squad with this many internationals, surely you have an extra layer of responsibility to manage their minutes, because they're going to go play for international. Zubimendi is going to play heavy minutes, Marino and all that. Because right now, Arsenal, we don't have. Now they're coming back, but bro, we had every single striker on our roster injured. Gyokeres, Havertz, Jesus, every single one of them injured. So you have to forecast and be like, okay, Zubimendi is going to play 90 minutes for Southgate for Tuchel. Right, so we scored the 3rd goal against Slavia Prague in the 68th minute. Let me take off Bukayo Saka. Why am I playing him a full 90? Let me take him off so he can rest, because I know that Tuchel is going to flog him, because Tuchel don't have any allegiance to any of the London club, any club, because he only gets them for a limited period of time. So he has to drill them, because he's under pressure to win. So I think Mikel really needs to take a look at. You have a squad full of internationals that play heavy minutes for France, for the big hitters, for France, for Spain, for Brazil. You have to find
a question though, BBK. Yeah, so Spurs, Rice starts. Chelsea, Rice starts. Brentford, maybe not. But these games are pivotal games in our season right now. Mm-hmm. So you have to kind of like it's difficult to like just say, oh, do you know what? Yeah, Rice don't play and stuff like that. I hear it like the guy will break down and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe at some point, but it's the games that we're playing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, do you rest him against Bayern? You probably don't.
Yeah.
No, but
Maybe you take him off early in games. You maybe take him off early game, but for starting, he's going to start probably all of those games.
Yeah, but you're 3-0 up against Slavia Prague. He doesn't need to play damn near 85 minutes.
Yeah, no,
that way.
You know, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And the squad has helped us because if the squad depth wasn't there, there is no way we lose Saka to a hamstring injury, lose Nani to a knee injury, and still remain first. So the squad has helped, but you can't let that slippage go too far. You have to manage that because remember, Declan Rice pulled up in the Crystal Palace game. Pulled up. He sat the fuck down and he had to get, you know what I mean? And that's what I was like, Jesus, like now he is pulling up. No one clattered into him. It's the non-contact injury. I'm worried about him. The same way Gabriel came off, pulled up, and then this happens. I know Declan is a machine. He can't help himself, bro. That's what he does in the middle of the park. That goal, that equalizer that we scored against Sunderland. When Lefebvre started to dribble across, man, that man took offense back. Bro, do you see me standing here?
Yeah. When I saw him doing that, I was like, yeah, you're gonna get. You know
what I'm saying? Like he took that personal. No one else in the midfield is doing that. They don't have the legs or the will to do that. And that's what he does. He don't need to be spraying passes. Just break the play up, get the ball to Eze, back to Marino, lay it off to Saka. It's in the net. So we're gonna need his legs. So we have to protect those legs and manage him.
No, I agree with you. Obviously, it's as Waffle said, it's a difficult one because sometimes you have players that are just always available, and you know that they're reliable. You know that their bodies recover quickly, and you know they even if they was to get a knock like Rice did against Palace, somehow they can recover a couple of sleeps, a couple of massages, and they're okay to go. And other players probably take a bit more time. I think Trossard is another player that is always available since he's been signed. He's rarely been injured. Sometimes it's just some players are just like that, and obviously you don't chance it. Obviously, Caps is talking about load management, but I don't know if you can give the Kawhi Leonard treatment to many players because I don't know how many Arsenal fans would be happy if, you know, some of our greatest players are playing one game, you know, not playing the next game, and you know, if we're potentially dropping points, that's a whole other conversation. But I hope the injuries don't persist. I hope that, you know, with Gabriel and Calafiori's case, that it's nothing too major. Obviously, Calafiori isn't. Gabriel, let's see what comes out in the assessment, but ultimately, for the rest of the international break, I'm hoping that no more Arsenal players pull up or get any injuries. I like that. I don't think Saka played today for England. I'm correct.
Yeah,
came on. I think obviously Rice did start as they started. But moving on to some of the other Arsenal players in international break, despite the injuries, it's still been a positive international break. Again, you've seen Saka get a lovely goal against Serbia in the last game. Same thing as Eze as well. Even though Foden was getting all the credit for that goal, more than Eze was getting credit for the goal, which pissed me off. I don't know about you, man. It was
a little pass, you know.
It was a nice run. It was a nice pass, but come on, man. That finish is what makes the conversation because Eze puts it in the back of the net, and that's the more difficult skill. Obviously, I'm not gonna get into what I think it is. Let's all be serious. We know what it is. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, come on, man. Like, I know you want to.
Let me say this real quick about what you think it is and what you know it is, right? Because I seen France, right? I seen them man start 10 of us. Luka Digne was just out there for quota. They started 10 of us. They brought 4 on, had 4 left on the bench, and this with Camavinga, Zubimendi, and Dembele not even in the squad. So we know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Trying to boost up Phillips' confidence, and I don't mind. He's playing well this season, but like, just be serious, man. Like, even in the interview when Eze interviewed afterwards, they were asking him, "Oh, how great was the assist from Foden?" Ask the man, "How do you feel?"
Man, that's the top corner, you know.
Yeah, like, come on, man. But obviously, we already know it, and obviously, I'm in England. Obviously, Waffle don't think you know what it is here, man. The propaganda with certain players and you know who they want to raise up is crazy, but. Obviously, Zubimendi as well got a goal for Spain. A lovely finish. This guy was popping up in the 9 position. Something I want to talk about because I remember when the last time I talked to you, BBK, I said that Zubimendi is our most important signing. Remember I did the rankings video and you were like, you thought it was Eze. But I feel like he interests me so much because he, as well as Rice, he doesn't just stay in that 6th position. I think in the Sunderland game, I saw him popping up in the box. He had that chance that he almost scored. Not just the crossbar one, the one that he ran. I think Trossard played it to him, and then he kind of just tipped it around the keeper, went just wide. Like he's popped up in that pockets a lot. He's all over the pitch, and obviously him getting a goal now, in that way for Spain was interesting. Obviously, the composure he showed, the run, a bit of burst of pace. He seems to be getting up there a lot. Like what's your thoughts on you two's for Watford? What's your thoughts on Zubimendi so far, and how he settled into?
I knew this was going to be fair.
I love the player. I love.
You know what? Yeah, I'll be straight with you. Yeah, Zubimendi's not a party. He's not a destroyer. He's not a Magalhaes. He's none of these type of players. Yeah, he's an intelligent defensive midfielder, if that's what you want to call him. Yeah, he's a little bit soft, but do you know what? He's a very, very good player. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he scored a very good goal the other day. And I remember the conversation with you and BBK earlier on this season, saying about this guy, yeah, is going to be one of our MVPs this season. And I can see that just because he had one error or one lapse doesn't mean that he's a bad player. Yeah, he's not the most physical. That's fine, but there was 2 phases to that play. All right, he lost the header, but the cross had to still come in, and the keeper and Gabriel still had to make that do whatever they had with the ball. So you know what, yeah, he's made a few mistakes, but I wouldn't say they're crazy mistakes. People forget, yeah, that our records coming into the Sunderland game was positive, and I didn't hear no one talking about Zubimendi. You know, he scored 2 great goals early on in the season. Who was it against? Was it against West Ham?
Forest,
yeah.
The volley, and it was a header. It was a header he scored as well, wasn't it? Yeah. So I think he's a good player, man. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd like to see more of him. Remember as well, first this is his first time playing in the Premier League, bro. Yeah,
playing out of Spain. Yeah,
yeah. He needs to get used to the Premier League. I think sometimes fans, yeah, they put too much pressure on our players. Do you know what I'm saying? And like when it's questioned or debated, people just get a little bit. They just get a bit funny. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? If you're defending the player, innit? So that's how I see it. But it is.
What about you, Steph? What's your thoughts on Zubimendi's adaptation to Arsenal? What he's brought, because he's a joy to watch, but I think he goes underrated a lot because obviously, apart from the Forest game when he got 2 bangers, obviously I guess this game he did have that mad shot that came off the crossbar. Like people don't really see his work, but I think he has elevated us a lot. What's your thoughts on Martin?
I've been impressed with Zubimendi. I've been very impressed with Zubimendi from honestly the start. You said it earlier in the season when we had this conversation as well about this legendary quote about Busquets to say, you watch the game, you don't see Busquets, but when you watch Busquets, you see the whole entire game. I don't feel all the way about that with Zubimendi. I'm not saying he's Busquets level, but he gives some of that energy. Sometimes you don't see Zubimendi for a whole game, but that's because Arsenal is dominating in the opponent's half. We're pinging it to the wingers. We're on the front foot for majority of the game. And that's because Zubimendi or Rice have won the ball back, and they don't even give the opposition a chance. I think that's something about his game that's kind of gone underrated. The work rate he's given in there. Yes, he's gotten a lot of yellow cards for us this season, but his work has been dogged. And even though, like Waffledon said, he's been adapting to the Premier League, I think he's not been afraid to learn the game and put his body about and try to be physical. So that's one thing I have to give Zubimendi credit for, because that was the biggest, I would say, marker about him and concern about him coming in. How would he adapt physically to the game? Rodri gave him praise before we even signed him, saying that he's one of the best coming up in his position. So again, I saw why he was a good buy for Arsenal, and I think so far he's been nominated for Premier League Player of the Season one. I think for September, scored 2 lovely goals, at Waffledon said. So he's had a good start to campaign, and I thought I'm happy for him because, like you said, also KP, the level from Zubimendi to Norgard, I'm also kind of concerned about, and I do like the pairing between Zubimendi and Rice. I think that's a very, very solid midfield that, like I said, has given us a lot so far this season. So I think, yeah, man, Zubimendi's done class. I just want to see him continue to take that level forward and hopefully stop getting as many yellow cards, because, again, you know this Arsenal team can have discipline issues, and you know sometimes with the referees game, you don't want to put the game in the referee's hands, especially at this highest level. So I just feel like
some of the yellows are being questionable, though.
Yes, of course. But
that's Zubimendi yellow in the Sunderland game.
That's what you get for throwing your body about, because he might not be the biggest guy. He has to throw his body about sometimes to win the tackles in there, and it's difficult. But I give him a lot of praise, man, because he's not been shy about doing that. And one thing I could give a guy a praise if they're trying, and so far his level has been pretty decent. So I got to give him praise.
BBK, Zubimendi signing of Arsenal season so far, giving him that. Or
No,
Waffle?
I still think it's I still think it's Eze. But the thing with Zubimendi, right? I see why Mikel likes him. I see why Mikel wanted him, because Waffle Don said, used the word that I used to describe him when I look at his overall play. He's very intelligent. Now, sometimes I watch him and he tries to do something. Now, he might not execute it, but the intent, you see what he's trying to do, and you were like, how did he even see that? Because when we're watching again, we're seeing all 11 players. You know, he doesn't have the same, so his awareness. And if you notice, what I always say, like a low IQ footballer, one of the hallmarks of a low IQ footballer is one that always get caught on the ball, right? Because they don't know where the ball is going before they get to him. Like Martinelli, for example, great kid, but his IQ is not up there, so he always gets caught on the ball. It's like he gets the ball before he tries to make up his mind on what he wants to do. Zubimendi knows where the ball is going. Now, the execution is not always there, which is fine. That will come with time and adjustment to the Premier League. But it's a new league, a more physical league, not the most strongest in the world, but he's very intelligent in the passes that he tries to make and the spaces that he picks up on the pitch. So I think if you give Zubimendi, I kind of liken him to, like, you see how Joshua Kimmich plays in the midfield for Bayern Munich? In about a year or two, that's what you're going to see Zubimendi in this midfield. He's going to be the dictator and the pace setter. I really like how he reads the game, man. But he has made some mistakes. Even the Liverpool game, he got caught out of position where he had to make that foul that led to the free kick. But like I said, it's a new league. He was playing in the midfield with, that's not the preferred midfield if we're actually gonna say that's our best midfield. But I see why Mikel really wanted this. I see why Liverpool players started doing. I see Liverpool fans were doing real Sociedad hate-alongs when he said,
"Where are you?"
To Liverpool, because they know this guy is good, but he is going to be fine. I'm not terribly worried about the mistakes here and there with the yellow cards. I think he will adjust just fine.
Obviously, everyone, don't forget to drop a like button as well if you're tuning in from Gunner Street or Capers Pausa. Let's get the stream up to 10 likes at least on both sides. I think I love Zubimendi, man. Like, I think he, as you said, that intelligence is there. Like, obviously, I call him like a baby Jorginho. Like, maybe if you've got Jorginho in his prime years, when he still maybe had his legs under him, and like Napoli Jorginho when he's playing in the midfield of Alan Hamsik, like that kind of game intelligence. Like Jorginho, even in his time at Arsenal, there was moments where he had games where he couldn't be touched because he's just moving around, getting the ball, dictating stuff. Even moments better than Thomas Partey himself. Even the Partey, obviously, in his early years was great. But Zubimendi, you have to realize it's his first season playing in the Prem, playing out of Spain. I think everyone's worry wasn't necessarily his on the ball stuff, was the physicality, was his off the ball work. I think he's been very, very tigerish and the way he wins balls, like he's snappy in his challenges. I think I didn't expect that from him. He kind of gets in and reads the game well. Has quite a good jump for a short guy. Like he wins his aerial duels quite a lot. When obviously not the one against Sunderland, but no one really won their duels against Sunderland in our team, so I'm not going to discredit him there.
Is he short though? Is he like 5'11"?
5'10"? He gives me that Timber vibe. Not Trossard vibe. Trossard's the tiniest, but Timber and Zubimendi, they look shorter than everyone else. But maybe the guys they're playing next to you are very tall. Yeah. But I think he's been excellent. Like, and as you said, his creativity as well from that sixth position has been great. Some of the passes he's played, I think, was it against what game did he play? Was it West Ham when he played that pass to Timber that led to the penalty against Newcastle? He played the ball over the top to Timber for the header. Like, he's had a lot of those. I think he had one flicked little ball that he played to Gyokeres against Atletico Madrid. Like, he pops up in spaces, play these little nice passes and stuff. And the shot, obviously the crossbar shot, if that one in, that would have made the first one not a fluke. And this is a guy that's not known to score goals. So I think he's clearly elevating his game, and it's his first season. And as you said, I think he is that Kimmich, Vitinha type mold of a midfield. I don't think he's just solely in the deep line zone. I think he can be all over the pitch, influencing the game. And I just want to give a big credit to him. Hopefully he stays fit. Hopefully he continues to grow. And obviously continues to be influential. Cap says in the comments, Zubi's very good, but he ain't better than Partey. I don't know what you man think so far is to judge, but I think
Partey's not here no more. Though,
I agree with him, but that's because people forget just how good Partey was, though. Like, people forget Partey was the reason why Atletico was so comfortable in selling Rodri, bro. Atletico was unplayable at times. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's not a dig at Zubi by saying Partey was better. I agree with Caps. Yeah.
The thing is though, with Partey, and I rated Partey, the availability, in that season cost us major. Do you know what I'm saying? And You want your players to be available when it comes to, you know what I mean, going for titles and stuff. But no, Partey's a brilliant player.
Yeah,
No doubt.
because
Different players.
yeah, different players, man. I think the availability thing counts. Obviously, we'll see what Zubimendi's career over Arsenal, because I think Partey didn't have a history of having any injuries before Arsenal. Then he came in and obviously started to get a lot of knocks. So hopefully it's not the same for Zubimendi, coming from a similar league as well. Well, same league, not similar league. So we'll see.
And the physicality of the never affected Partey ever. He was stronger. You know what I mean? So,
Nah, Partey got bullied up a few times in some games, you know. Definitely.
Partey go to Old Trafford and bodied Paul Pogba and that entire midfield when we beat him for the first time in like 12 years. That 1-0 Aubameyang penalty, Boston. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I remember that shot on any that game as well. Came on and was doing.
Came in and showed up the game. Yeah, I remember. But Partey was unplayable in that midfield. That Atletico midfield of Partey, Gabby, and Koke. Mad midfield, bro. Rodri was on the bench.
He was. He actually was on the bench still. Dr. Simo says Zubi Glaze is kind of crazy. No lie. It's just appreciating our players. That's what I'm saying. Whether you're supporting a player, Watford just said it. When you want to back a player, that's there. It seems like we get taxed just for praising a player. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, he has problems with Arsenal, but Zubi ain't one of them. Well, he ain't a problem for me.
That's what it is. Cap says allow it. Obviously, it's interesting. Obviously, hopefully most of these players come up from international break, and there isn't no worries. We do know that obviously it was rumored a lot of our players are coming back, attacking players are coming back to fitness. Obviously, Madueke, Jesus has been in training since. So I don't know if he'll be back, but he's there. Havertz, Gyokeres, Martinelli, Odegaard. The Norway manager was saying he doesn't know if he's going to be back straight away, but we'll have to see as well who's in training this week and Mikel's press conference. I'll pose a question to you guys. Is there any one particular player that you're really looking forward to coming back? I can tell Ab's one is Gyokeres since you mentioned him earlier, but Steph, is there anyone in particular that you really want to come back? Are you excited that they're going to be back to full fitness out of those players?
I said before Madueke, just to give Saka rest. I said this on one of the streams we did before because I liked what Madueke was bringing to the team. Even though he didn't get a goal or assist, I thought that energy, that's something different at the start of the season. Someone that always is looking to take the ball forward, always is looking to beat his man, with something very, very different and refreshing to see in the front line. Other than Saka, somebody really having the ability to take their man on. Other than Madueke, I already touched on Madueke on the previous stream. I'd probably say Odegaard, just because right before Odegaard's knee injury, they played Odegaard, Eze, and I think it was Rice at the base. And that midfield for me, I said it on the video going into that game, I want to see how this midfield plays going forward, because before that we were playing a very defensive midfield, but we were playing more reserved. And I feel like there have been games this season where we could take the game to the opposition a little bit more, especially those low blocks. And it's having Eze in the 10, having Martin Odegaard dropping alongside, firing in the balls to Eze, who can maybe flick it around the corner, with Trossard in the form he's in. I just think this might be something very, very interesting. So hopefully we're seeing Odegaard come back. There's been some news on his injury. The Norway manager did say that he might be a little bit further away than we think. So let's just say we get him back for, let's just say, maybe Bayern or Chelsea. I think those are two perfect games, comes off the bench and see his quality. Because even against Newcastle, when he came off the bench, quality. Then the Champions League game, I think it was Olympiacos, he was quality. So he's had a very difficult start to the season. I think this is a season where it was his redemption season, seeing how last season he was getting a lot of hate, not hate per se, but a lot of criticism for his performances. So I'd like to see him come back into the team and continue to perform well, because I think it was a big season for him this season, and the injuries have kind of harpered his momentum so far. So really, Odegaard and Madueke are the two players I really, really want to see, man. So I don't know what you guys are thinking, though.
Shout out AFC always in the chat. He says, big up Cape Gunner Street, Abs and Terrell. Hope you're recovering well from your surgery as well. Hope you're feeling good. Don't forget to drop a like button. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Taiwan, what about you? Any one of those players in particular you're excited to see back into the team?
Gyokeres. I need Gyokeres back so he can pick up where he left off. Yeah, you know, actually, this might be controversial, but I actually want to see Kai back. Me too. Because Gabriel is out now. Kai's actually good in the air. He's really good in the air. You know that. So if I go Gyokeres, Kai, Nani, Odegaard, because if Odegaard wasn't fit to play for Norway, let's just take it easy, man. We got that. We got Ethan. We got Eze. There's plenty of cover there. But you know when
Tim was good in the air as well. You know, Tim is very underrated in the air. You know?
Mikel Merino is good in the air as well. He's a real monster. But you know, if a cross is going in the box and Gabriel isn't there, if Kai and Mikel Merino is in the box, chances of a flick on and cause some chaos is high, especially if Declan. But even in the England game today, man, you watch, boy, like it's easy for him. It's like a layup for him now. It's like a Steph Curry 3 with the way his deliveries are going in the box now, bro. Like he has perfected it, like a dead ball kicker.
It's crazy. He never used to take set pieces for West Ham. It's actually craziness.
Cap says, I think he agrees with you, Steph, that I think that Rice, Odegaard, Eze midfield is obviously the one to look out for. Mine might be controversial. I want Gabriel Jesus. I think I enjoy watching him play football, innit? And who knows what a double ACL on both knees does to a player like that and how he plays. I think that Arsenal, he's been fit or back to fitness for a long time. I think Arsenal have just said they're not going to risk him at all to play. And I think we're probably good for a 5-game Jesus run where he's, getting a couple of braces, a couple of magical moments, a couple of missed chances. But I think it'll be interesting to see him play in and around Eze and Saka and Zubimendi and those type of players that, can play some intricate passes, and having someone like Jesus and his ball manipulation. I think I do want to see him play. Obviously, he's not the one I'm waiting for. I think I do miss Havertz as well. And I think him knowing now that his position is under huge threat with Gyokeres and how he started the season, I think might bring a more deadlier Kai Havertz. Obviously, you saw he's putting a lot of muscle and he looks like he has a lot of pace to him. You saw that goal against I think it was Atletico Bilbao in the pre-season. But I think I do want to see Gabriel Jesus. Waffle done before I change up. What about you? Is it Gyokeres as well for you? Is there anyone else that you do want to see?
I love forwards in it. So forwards, I just want to see Gyokeres back in it. Do you know what I mean? Because I want to see my striker getting goals in it. Do you know what I mean? Because City got their striker, Liverpool got their striker. You know what I mean? I want our striker to be thriving, and Gyokeres. It was unfortunate that he got injured. So, yeah, he's definitely someone I want to see. But I want to see him score a goal in the North London derby as well, because a lot of people have been talking rubbish about Gyokeres, man. A lot of people been calling him names, and I just want him to prove the doubters wrong. So, I want Gyokeres back, man.
Yeah, I think I do miss Victor. I think that pass he played for the Declan Rice goal was something I didn't know he had in his locker in it. So I think that just for him to give us that and then just 45, he's like an NBA player to come 45 minutes and then you blow out a team and then they just take you off early. He's like, I want to see what he had to cook in that game, but we'll see what he does in it. Like
he was ready, man.
AFC always says the reason why Gabriel got injured is because he was in the red zone. If he didn't get injured for Brazil, more than likely he would have got injured in the North London derby. I'm kind of in agreement of this as well, given the amount of minutes he played, given the way he plays as well, and his importance in both boxes. I think it was probably more than likely some type of muscle injury would have happened, even in training maybe. So again, hopefully it's nothing too major. Hopefully
you have to remember as well that the cold weather and all that kind of stuff as well. The overtraining, all these things, factor in, tiredness, all these kind of things will be factors in it to injuries and stuff in it. So it's one of them things, man. Injuries happen, man. What I mean? It's like we can sit here and say this and say that, but we don't really know in it the reason, in it.
Cap says if Arsenal plays Havertz in 8, and I'll be fuming. It never works. I think there will be games where he will put Gyokeres and Havertz together. Havertz being that space creator, running off Gyokeres, maybe the space that Gyokeres is able to, stretch out. I think will probably potentially help Havertz, in the middle, being in, popping up in good spaces, linking up, potentially even being the one to give, Gyokeres the balls running onto. I think it will be an option if we're chasing a goal in a game, putting them 2-1. I don't be surprised at all. Still, don't be surprised. Maybe more of a 4-4-2 than more than him playing the 8. But yeah,
but Havertz is a second striker, isn't he? He used to play like that for Chelsea.
But Gyokeres doesn't play with a second striker. You look at him with Sweden playing with Isak, it doesn't work. Him playing at Porto, bangs. He is a bully, bro. And that's what he does. He doesn't want, not saying he can't, but to maximize his output, you need to be playing through balls for him. Not for him to be linking
Havertz up. Havertz can do that as well.
Havertz can do it with a Bremo or a Wissa. Gyokeres is give me the ball, let me go score it. When he gets in the box, man knows where the goal is, bro. That's man almost moved the goalpost at the Emirates with a shot. I think it was Forrest. That's what he does. Get the ball on the half turn, bang, bang, bang. That's what he does, bro. But Havertz It's more in the box, laid off, intricate movement, that type of stuff. I don't think Gyokeres is a 4-4-2 type of guy. There's a reason why Sweden is.
I low-key agree with BBK Sports here, because I would say if you play both of them together, you're gonna have to see some development from Havertz. Honestly, you're gonna see Havertz have to change his game slightly to help Gyokeres, or Gyokeres is gonna have to continue to develop his game to fit in a guy like Kai Havertz, especially over a period of games. Which is why I'm saying I genuinely think I want Odegaard back, because Odegaard for me was the player linking up Gyokeres and giving the best out of Gyokeres so far in the system. I thought he threw balls for Olympiacos. Gyokeres almost scored a goal that Martinelli scores. Again, in those previous games, he's looking for Gyokeres every single time. He likes to go drop deep and play that ball over the top. You saw the goal Kai Havertz scores against Chelsea. That's the same ball in behind that Gyokeres would love to get onto 24/7. So I think for me, you're kind of going to have to play either one of them. I can't really imagine a game. I mean, unless you're winning a game, you maybe want to see it out, maybe use your height, maybe you want to play Sunderland or Brentford that way. But I really would rather prefer to see them exchange for one another than playing together, because I think it's just going to cause more confusion to the team that you don't even need going into this part. Especially when you have so many eights. You have Moreno now, who can give you almost the same thing. You have other guys in the team, Nwaneri, Eze could also play in those deeper roles. So I don't feel like you have to put Kai there. I just think it's going to have to, that's going to be another conundrum of some sort to deal with if we do play the boom in the same side.
Yeah, I don't anticipate them starting a lot of games, especially if, as you said, Eze, Odegaard's a fit, Nwaneri. But I think that they, like, for example, we've seen a lot of examples where Havertz and Jesus have started together, and I think it works, where Havertz is running beyond Jesus. Jesus has assisted Havertz in a lot of goals. I remember against Luton, against in the Champions League as well. I think last season or 2 seasons ago, where they played together. It can work. It might not be the most ideal, the first choice, but I think in a game if we're chasing a goal, I think you could, if a team has space in behind, I think it might be something you could potentially do. Obviously, whether it's something that it should be the first choice, if you say you have if Odegaard's back and maybe you have an Eze or Nwaneri on the bench, I don't know, but I wouldn't be against it because I think it can work. I think also because of Havertz's box movement, which is quite good. I think it is intelligence. He might end up, laying the ball up for Gyokeres, getting those kind of cheaper assists. You never know, innit? That's all I'm saying. It could be a thing. We'll only be able to judge it when we see it, innit? Caps also says Jesus should play on the wing. I do agree. I think he should be an adequate option to play on the wing when he's back. I don't think you're going to always have every player fit. I don't think we're ever going to have a point where all the players are going to be fit for consistent run the games where, certain players can't get in. I think that's not how injuries work. So I think we will see.
I'm surprised that no one wants to see Martinelli back. You know what I mean? He was doing all right.
Oh yeah, true. Very true.
I do want to see him back. Obviously, I posed the question because I wanted to see who was like off the one player maybe we're all looking. But I think ultimately I want all the attackers back because I think
forgot
all
BBK surprised me with that Havertz talk. What?
I forgot, but I literally forgot. That's how deep the squad is. Yeah, and I forgot that we have. I swear to God, I was like,
yeah, true. Very good point.
Trust been playing well, and Trustar typically when he starts don't play well. But that's on the left wing, the goal against Sunderland, Martinelli doesn't score that. Most guys in our team ain't taking that shot. That's what I like about Trossard. He's like, I'm out on the wing where you put me in a position where I need to score, I have a goal. That's the first time we scored outside the box since I think the Zubimendi volley.
Yeah, it's true. That goal was a bad boy goal as well, still. But shout out Martin that he started the foot. I think I want all these players back because I think ultimately the competition for places, them in training, potentially people want to make starting lineup is only going to improve the level of everyone else. I think it's going to, improve the output. When I think Gyokeres as well will feed off well with Jesus and Havertz breathing down his neck, knowing that they're back fit now. And Mikel, those are players that played in our team longer than him. Same thing with Trossard as well. Even though he's been one of our best players and attacking players this season, I think he's got our highest output. I think having Martinelli, who's been performing well so far, increases his level. Same thing with Eze, Odegaard. Same thing with Saka, Madueke. So it's just about getting most of these players back and fit and performing well and having that level of competition and reliance that we have maybe we've seen in the defense so far. Obviously, shout out to King Jar in the chat. Appreciate you. He says 4-4-2 with Kai and Gyokeres up top, Moreno and Rice in midfield with Eze and Saka out wide. Pete Karam, ball.
Against certain teams, it can work.
Yeah.
Against certain teams, it can work.
Until you see it, you can't really diss it, to be honest. You don't know, innit? You don't know. Some combinations might just pop.
Yeah, because that's the thing. The Gyokeres occupies 2 center backs by himself because he's a bully.
Yeah,
The Olympiacos goal that Martinelli scored. Like Havertz can't do that. Man bodied 2 center backs by himself and was still able to get a shot off with enough power off his weaker foot that the goalie couldn't deal with it. Havertz doesn't do that. So you met Gyokeres is doing that, playing UFC with you for 65 minutes, and then Kai Havertz comes and finishes it. The squad is there, and that's the thing. Like this is a good problem to have if you're Mikel. You know, even when the FA Cup games come around, I think Gabriel Jesus should get a run out in those FA Cup games.
Can you remember that Havertz goal where he run like the halfway line?
That was the preseason game against
those kind of levels, that's what I want to see from Havertz, man. Do you know what I mean? Coming on and just killing off the game.
I think seeing him put on that, obviously, I think Havertz is kind of sneakily fast. He's always been like that. I think.
He's deceptive.
But I think now that he's put on that muscle, BBK, so that he can start wrestling guys as well, like Gyokeres is doing.
But I like
Havertz is good back to go as well. He's a handful for defenders. I don't think. I remember that Liverpool game when we beat them 3-1. I think he took Konate up in that game for toast, like the way he was moving. But it's something I think we can ultimately. I think it will do well. I think back to goal, they bring different things. I think obviously you have to realize Havertz has relationships with Trossard, with Saka very well. So it's as you said, it's just a good thing. It's a good thing for Mikel, a good problem. If you can use it well, rotate well, utilize the game. Because I want to get to a stage where it's like we know we're playing a certain team that has certain characteristics that we have certain players that can exploit it, and then they're starting not just because of form, but it's like they play a low block. Maybe you're playing a Havertz or Jesus in that, and then they're playing a higher line. You put Madueke maybe more than Saka because he has the direct pace, stuff like that. But then or you play Martinelli on the left instead of Trossard because there's a lot of space in behind him. We're just sending passes through. It will be interesting to see. AFC poses a question, says if you could sign one player in January, who would it be? For me, it's Semenyo for the left wing position. Steph, if you could sign one player, who would it be?
Normally by now in this time of the season, I've kind of already thought about who to sign, but honestly, I have not given this any thought. Just based on, I'm very, very comfortable with the squad. If I had to pick one person, it'd probably be to cover. I say left back. I'm not left back, left wing. If you give me anybody and you give me unlimited money, maybe Leao. That's just the talent and I want. But if you ask me for someone to come into the squad to hit the ground running, if we needed a player for the left wing, Semenyo is a good show. I wouldn't mind Semenyo. So I'd probably lean those two. But honestly, I haven't given this question much thought just due to the fact that I'm very, very comfortable with how we are as a squad, honestly.
BBK, what player would you bring in? I'm trying to think about
I rate Semenyo highly, man. I think if we are 6 points clear, top of the table, or have a healthy lead in Jan, and we go sign a Semenyo, then we win the league. I'm fully confident. Even if we don't go sign Semenyo, we can still go on to possibly win it. But I haven't picked us to win the league when we started the season. But if we did this in January, chest.
Big chest. What about you, Waffle? Who would you sign? What one player would you sign in January?
Either Semenyo or Yildiz from Juve.
Yes, Yildiz is a great show. He's an amazing player.
Are we not putting the Prem tax on that?
Sorry?
We're not putting the Prem proven tax on Yildiz?
Nah, man. Nah.
I don't trust that league.
I like it.
Man. I'm saying I seen Lukaku cook over there. I see McTominay over there looking like a world beater. I see Amendola looking flush out of Everton and Fulham, and he's over there cooking. I don't trust that league, man. I don't trust it. I see Zubimendi pick up the ball at Anfield from 118 and run the length of the field and body some Liverpool, man, and scored, man. You know what I'm saying?
I like, bro.
If it was a left winger, I definitely would want Semenyo or Leao, as Steph says. I think I'm with Caps. He says we need a midfielder. I think I low-key think we need a midfielder more importantly than everyone else, because you have a Jesus that can play left wing, you got Trossard, you got Martinelli, and you have Eze. So that's already 4 options that are all adequate enough, I think, that can play there. I think you got 3 strikers, same position, 3 players that can play left wing, even 4 if you include Max Diamond. So I think the midfield, because as you said, we all talked about at the top of the show, Rice injury. We don't really have that natural replacement for him there. Yes, Marino is there, and I do like Marino, and I think he does bring similar intangibles, not from the set pieces, but it's not the same. And if Zubimendi goes injured,
though, he can't drive and run up the pitch like Rice. So
Right.
who would be the replacement for Rice if he?
I think the most natural replacement within the squad would be Lewis-Skelly to play there. I think
I do like
he's a natural midfielder. I think he has the ball carrying. I think he has probably a bit more of a better eye for a line splitting pass than Rice does. Even obviously, we haven't seen the shooting in the corners, but I think he would probably relish that opportunity so much playing higher up in the places. But obviously, in terms of the physicality, leadership, and just overall what Rice brings, I think we'll lose that. I think I would want a midfielder, and this is a crazy shout, but I think I said this definitely another day. Like, if he can prove his fitness, I'm going for 6 month loan for Paul Labelle Pogba.
I know who this is.
Paul Pogba. Easy.
6 month loan for Paul Labelle Pogba. Who says no?
Sometimes I argue United fans. You would think I'm the damn United fan the way I defend Pogba. I argue with Man United fans about this guy.
Because imagine having Pogba as a bench option, to bring on in certain games.
Has he trained?
I think he's been training since. I think the thing is, I think he had a little setback, but I think Monaco has been trying to really drive.
Get that type of player, bro.
Of course, I got a dream, man. This is a dream question. I got to give my answer. I don't think Mikel will do it, and I don't think Monaco will let him go if he's signing him. But if something could be done, I would take him for 6 months, because I think that in a Champions League running and going late into the season, I think having a player that's clutch, the creativity can bring alongside other players, someone that can shoot outside the box as well, can win you a game with one pass. I think some of those things matter when it's those tight games, when it's those big games, and he's a big game player. That's one thing you definitely know for sure. Maybe for United, didn't see it that much, but for France, we saw it all through his time when he was playing for them. Obviously, I love him. Obviously, yeah, I'm not a United fan, but that's a player that I absolutely love. Like,
what about what do you think about Ruben Neves?
He's in Saudi, right? Still in Saudi?
Yeah, is it Al Hilal?
I wouldn't mind. I saw him playing in the Club World Cup. He was very, very decent for Al Hilal. I'm not gonna lie. That's the last bit of football I see him play. But
he's 28 and he wouldn't cost that much. I don't think he'd cost that much.
And you know what? A good point, BBK, because I was gonna say this. I don't if you're gonna replace a Rice in this team, because you're gonna probably only have to replace that work rate. I don't think you're gonna have to spend that much to really replace that. I think you could look around the Premier League and make a good shrewd deal, which Berta and that staff has already shown that they can. Even if it's not in the Premier League, you can look around Europe and really get a hard-working midfielder just to give you a run of games in there. I feel like you don't have to spend overly big to sort that out,
And he can hit the ball as well, man.
Yeah,
he can pull from long. So
that's a good shout,
It's a very good show.
Ruben Evans would be good, and I think it would be cheap, and you could probably get him on a loan or something that it wouldn't really be inconvenient. Has the proven tax, so it's not like you're worried about anything, and I don't think he's gonna come in demanding any start. So that's a good shout still. Appreciate the question. AFC always. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Obviously, let's get the stream up to 10 likes on each side. King Jar also has another question. He says, for the panel, what's your favorite or top 3 Arsenal jerseys and why? I'm gonna start. I'm gonna say I like you see the last kit that we had, the burgundy Highbury one, the one with the last season at Highbury.
Oh, too.
Yeah, that kit.
Yeah.
I have that kit. I even have it right here. I'll show you. I love that kit, man. That kit is one of my favorites.
Henry scored some bangers in that kit,
That was the year we went to the Champions League final, but it was just like that last season from Van Persie's breakout, Adebayor. Do you know what I mean? It was just, and obviously that's not a typical Arsenal color kit. Like, I don't think we've ever seen that as in terms of our home kits. It felt legendary. I think the yellow O2 kit as well with the blue color. I do like that. Obviously, I think that's from the same season, and I think it was a season maybe 2007, 2008 when we had the white away kit, similar to our away kit this season. I think it's probably based on the same design, that same white away kit, and we used to have the gold right. And I think I remember that notably the game where we beat Liverpool at Anfield when Adebayor, Walcott had that assist where he ran the whole pitch, gave it to Adebayor. I think that kit I like. What about you, Waffle Don? Is any top 3 kits, Arsenal kits? And you?
I suppose So the one we won within '89, I think it was a JVC one.
Yeah.
So, still got the shorts, bro. Like from years ago. So that kit. You know what? I do like this blue kit that we've got. You know, the new.
I like some of the modern ones too.
Yeah, I like the blue kit. You know, the new blue kit is somewhere. I can't find it, but it's somewhere. That blue electric type of kit. And what's the last one? I think maybe the. Oh man, so it's difficult, man. You know when you put on the spot and you have to answer these questions. Just looking at the kits now. I'll just say for now the gold Sega kit, man, because I got that and I love that kit.
World Tour, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. That's a good kit still. What about you, BBK? Any top kits of your favorite?
Yeah, I like the Sega Go kit. You know, I taunt United fans with that, bro. We won the league at your ground. First thing that come up in my head. That one, I actually really like that one. That one right there, class.
That's bought in the year, yeah. That's bought that. This is this kit. How when was that? When was this? 20.
It might have been the year 2000, maybe. No.
This is 25 years, whatever. 25 years old. That's how old that top is.
Nice, still in a good condition.
Yes, I actually love that one that we won the league in. But heartbreak, I hate how it ended. But the yellow kit that we wore in the Champions League final, remember that one?
That's that one, yeah, man.
Yeah, it kind of. I hate that. Reminds me of, but I like that one as well. The one that I like as well is the more recent kit. The first title charge. Remember the black one?
The black and the gold.
Oh, the black and gold one. That one.
That's one of my favorites.
That one. I wish that one was. You remember when the teams had to wear the kits for like 2 years before?
2 years.
Kind of like that one was really neat, man. I like that one.
I still buy that one.
What about you, Steph? Any top three kits that you've had that you like?
Other than the gold kit already mentioned, the black kit is another one I was going to mention. I can't remember what year it was, but we had like a blue with a pink. That was one of my favorite kits. I had a Martinelli at the back. That was one of the first. That was when Martinelli
22-23 season, yeah.
No, I think that was 2021. I think that might have been 2021 season, or was it 21?
2021 was the white. Was the white
with the red one?
Season, yeah, where we had the pink kit, the away kit, and I think it was.
Yeah, I like that blue and pink kit. Another show, I'd say I like the other black kit from last season. I thought the black kit from last season was clean, man. I'm not gonna lie, I like that kit as well. Yeah. Thought I was clean, but yeah, man, those are some of my favorite ones so far, personally, for me.
Shout out, obviously, Capsy says the black kit as well from a few seasons ago. He liked.
Yeah, that was clean.
He also says people are saying Liao. I think that's when he's talking about the players to sign in January. He says Marino is a box crusher and doesn't necessarily think he's a midfielder. Also says Arteta doesn't really like them drip ballers. But then if you sign Eze still, isn't he one of the drip?
True.
Yeah, but it's Berta, isn't it? Berta's the man now, isn't it? So boy,
that's true. Dr. Seymour says Pogba is everything Mikel doesn't like. LOL. I guess you guys are true.
Personality for Mikel. Yeah.
It's a bit. I think it will be a question I'll ask obviously at the end of the show just to see what you guys think as well. I have one question. King Jar says we could buy a midfielder, but the money is better off spent at left back, and MLS should be pushed into the midfield as a right alternative. I think that would make a lot of sense as well, giving Miles his opportunity to play midfield and maybe bringing in a more natural left back as well to commend obviously that position. Obviously, given Calafiori, we want to kind of protect him, and obviously hincapie is still probably better off playing as a left centre back, but we'll see. Caps also says we should have got Douglas Ruiz before Forest got him. That's another player I would have liked. Obviously, funny enough, he's not really getting any minutes.
He's injured, I think.
Yeah,
I think he's injured.
Getting any minutes. Obviously, I know that was Edu's boy that he's been wanting to bring into Arsenal for years, but he's another player as well that kind of technical ability. Maybe a Yuri Tillemans as well. And he's not really getting that much minutes at Aston Villa. That's that type of player is someone that I would like as well. AFC always says Wiltor scored that goal at North Trafford, that goal kit. I remember that the commentators that Wiltor.
Yeah, and who's Vieira jumping over?
Yeah. That
Does he jump over like Wiltor or something?
We won that game. We won that game and clinched the league with Thierry Henry on the bench. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Injuries.
So, That's amazing as well to think up, man.
Yeah.
Big up, obviously Latvia and Guna. Everyone, please go
Big up,
subscribe
big
to him. He's on the road to 1,000 subs. So if you're here in chat, just go to his channel, hit the subscribe button. Amazing Arsenal content as well to big you up. Cap says
Yes.
Eze down to earth. Trust. Obviously, moving on to some of the games. Obviously, we've got a big week coming up. Obviously, 3 London games. Lucky enough. Obviously, we faced Spurs in the North London derby. We then got Bayern Munich, and then we got Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Obviously, focusing on the Spurs game. Obviously, last season I think we won that game. Was it 2-1? When Trossard
2-1.
absolutely split Pedro Porro's. Well, he broke him. Let's just say that. Like I think I've never seen an ankle breaker in football like that in my life, because that's more of an NBA thing. But he like, so bad where the referee, I swear, blew the whistle.
Almost
He
tore
was
his
even-
ACL.
You know what I mean? That was so bad. The referee actually stopped the game. He's like, do you know what? We got to let the replays run on this one, obviously. But game, like, how you guys feeling for this game? Now that you know, when it comes up on reels and stuff on Instagram, I just be like, I remember this. I was like, damn, man. But how you guys feeling for this week coming up? Like, is the confidence still there? Obviously, are you a bit worried? Obviously, it's an interesting week. It's probably the most important week of our season so far. Gunner Street, I'll start with you. How are you feeling going into this week? It's a major week, I call it, in nasty November, as Waffledom likes to call it.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing about Spurs is you're never worried or concerned, but you're always wary because you never want to lose a game. And that's the game where you always want to win it, but you never want to lose it. Absolutely never want to lose it. My brother is also a Spurs fan, so that's kind of gives us the banter between each other. So I'm always looking forward to beating Spurs so I can rub it in the fans' faces. But I think as a team-wise going into this game, I think we should be confident. Spurs, even though they have good away form, they've had another mixed season again, had some poor results. And I think we should be confident going into this game. Before the Sunderland game, we had 8 straight clean sheets, 10 straight wins. We're 14 games unbeaten currently still at the moment. Haven't lost a game since the Liverpool game. The form is with us. I think we have the better team. They might have players coming back from injury, but so do we. And if we have Gyokeres coming back, if we have some of our star players coming back, confident we should beat Spurs. We always have a good record against Spurs at home. Yes, we know sometimes they have some sneaky draws in there over the last couple of years, but some over seasons prior. But again, man, you always want to beat Spurs, and I think we will beat Spurs again. But other than that, Bayern always gives me stomach pains, man. I can't like Bayern is a stomach pain team, and the form they're in, I think we're also in good form. So it's going to be a barnstormer. That is the major litmus test for me. I'm really looking forward to the Bayern game. Spurs and Chelsea, the rivalry games, but those are games that we normally turn up for. We also do very, very well at Stamford Bridge. Got some good results there over the last couple of seasons. So for me, the big one is obviously the Bayern game, because that is a monkey we need to get off our back. We've been doing well getting the results from previous seasons, like beating Newcastle away, going to these other grounds where we've been very, very had a poor record, I should say. But Bayern is the big test, the big boogeyman, as people would say. You go beat Bayern. That is the stamp on Europe. Not only in the Premier League, but a stamp to say we give Bayern their first loss, we're coming for Europe.
Haaland just scored again.
How about you? What is it?
Fucking Erling Haaland just, bro, he's killing Italy, bro. He just put him up 3-1.
3-1.
They're going out, isn't it? They're not going World Cup.
They got to go into the playoff now.
Yeah, they're gonna go into that playoffs. Obviously, currently right now, still 1-1 in the Nigerian games in extra time. That game must be going off. I know the Nigerian fans must be absolutely losing their heads, obviously, if any even watch along the streams, but that's there. BBK, what about you, man? Big week for us coming up. Are we as we all know, you haven't predicted a loss for Arsenal this season, you predicted all wins. Yeah, so is that going to continue in this week, or are you changing?
Nah, he won't start this week. I promise you, he won't. If we had Gabriel, I'd predict a comfortable win. Now, Steph alluded to it. They have a good road record. Shit, they got the best road record in the league. You separate it home and away. They're the best. So what does that tell you that a team like Tottenham can play well on the road than associate at home, right? What does that tell you?
Because they don't like playing under pressure still.
Home. Say again?
They don't like playing under pressure.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to come to the Emirates and give us a low block to solve. And how do we feel about us breaking down the low block? I think it's going to be a dirty game of football. And unfortunately, I think they will score. Because I think they will get us on the counter. But
who's going to score? What player in their team is going to put a goal against our defense? They're not, with all due respect in it. I think because Kudus is injured right now.
Man. The anchor of our defense is missing, because I think we'll be so deep in their half You know, they can counter. Brennan Johnson is fast.
Yeah.
Van de Ven is fast as hell. I think they score, but as far as predictions, I do think we win the game, but I think we concede. It won't be a stinky 1-0 like where we went to their ground. But they will sit back and give us a problem to solve. We will have a lot of the ball. If we unlock them early, it could be floodgates because they don't have the mental makeup to be resilient. I think they're a soft bunch.
But as you said, like they've been inconsistent this season. I think I've seen a lot of Spurs fans complain. I'm not worried about Spurs. Out of the 3 games, probably my least one I'm worried about, even though it's the biggest game because of the derby. But I think the Sunderland game second half gave me real encouragement that we've unlocked something to really start opening these low blocks because obviously you just posed the question. Obviously, Spurs are going to close that dirty low block. We saw in pre-season how they played it. They played quite low, played quite tough. Obviously, Arsenal find it quite hard to break them down. Obviously, different scenarios now the season's gone on, but that Sunderland second half. Bear in mind that game we didn't score no goals from set pieces. We only had 2 corners that game. Only about 3 free kicks. So it wasn't even a game where we're putting pressure on Sunderland like that. Second half we started to open them up, really started to create a lot of chances. I think the ways Calafiori and Timber were used in those high pockets, the way Zubimendi and Rice were constantly joining the attack and dropping back. Saka and Trossard getting isolated 1v1, really upping their creativity. I think was something that was very encouraging. I don't think we've ever really attacked a low block like that in a long time, or maybe ever. And maybe Mikel finally unlocked something because that Sunderland team was a stubborn team, tall, strong guys, very very disciplined and willing to defend at that ground. And it's shown in them being conceded the second least amount of goals in the Premier League, so they clearly have a good defense. But in that second half, I was always saying if we had a lot of our attackers, maybe, or say we just had Gyokeres, for example, I think we would have put some of those chances to bed, and it would have looked like a mad win considering how the first half looked. But Waffled, how are you feeling about this week going in? Spurs game, Bayern midweek, Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Spurs, man. They've got a good away record, but let's not over big them up. Yeah, they beat City, big up to them, but apart from Everton, they beat West Ham. Who's the other one they beat as well? Was it Wolves or something? I think Burnley as well. Come on, yeah, come on, man. They it's not as if they've done a Mazza on the road, but you know what? Big up to them. They got their away wins. But I think the difference is their new manager, isn't it? He's gonna come to Arsenal. He's gonna assess the situation. He's probably gonna do the counter attack thing. Low block it out for as long as he can. Keep it 0-0 towards half time, and then probably go for it in the second half. This is the game where you actually want Gabriel to be available because we know Vicario. Yeah, he's very. He's not very good on set pieces, as you can see. It was that goal. Who scored the header against Spurs in the last minute? Man United, isn't it? Man United.
He pushed it into the net. He pushed it into. No, it was the lid.
Yeah. He was in the net. So set pieces. I think Spurs. I think we can get Spurs. We can get at Spurs. Spurs have a lot of injuries. I know we've been speaking about injuries today, but Spurs have so many injuries in their team as well. So it's going to be interesting. We can't forget, the emotions of rivalry. It's going to be one of them games. It's a London derby, where anything can happen in a London derby. We have to win this game. Yep. I don't think a draw is good enough.
No, I agree.
A loss is unthinkable. We just have to win this game just to get back on track. I don't care how we win it. If it's a 1-0 scrap, if it's a 3-2 win, we just have to win this game because that will start to create a momentum. You know what games are like after the international break as well. Sometimes they could be a damn squid, but we just need to win this game by any means. And this is when we're bringing back players. I'm expecting Saka to do something because Saka likes playing against the Spurs as well. So I'm just hoping. I'm just thinking about a win. There's nothing else in my head apart from a win, bro.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's just me, man. I think we've done well over the last few years to kind of have our number on Spurs. We've won at their ground back-to-back years. I think the only drop points was that Jorginho slip where that 2-2 draw in the Ange first season. I think That was the only upsetting one. I think we dominate Spurs at the Emirates, and I'm having a feeling like there's some wounded animals in this Arsenal team off the back of that Sunderland draw that we need. This is the perfect game to come right after the break. The Emirates are going to be rocking. There's going to be a lot of feistiness, and I think we can go there and put them to bed, man. And we need to kind of smoke them. I think a smoking is potentially incoming, like from potentially in this game. The Bayern game is the one I want to get back, because Arsenal have been, as Steph said, we've been doing well to get our get back against a lot of teams. I think even Atletico Madrid. I remember the semi-final of the Europa League all those years back. Mm-hmm. I remember that game at the Emirates under Wenger. I think I've been counting my enemies still, and I think Bayern are there because that quarterfinal, I think that home leg we were the better team, but a couple of mistakes, inexperienced team led to them getting a couple of goals, and I think we need to show that we're at the levels this season. I think last season was interesting when we beat PSG. Obviously, they wasn't the same as what they were in the end of the season, but I think we dominated them in that game, and I think I want to potentially see a similar thing at our home ground in that game. And then obviously Chelsea, we've drawn there the last 2 seasons. Obviously, Chelsea don't have the greatest defense. They're not consistent this season. Get a good couple of wins, then lose to Sunderland. Good couple of wins, draw to Karabakh. Conceding 3 goals, winning 3-0 against Wolves, conceding 3 goals against Wolves in the Carabao Cup. So their defense is shaky, and I think without having the likes of Cole there, I think we need to capitalize on that as well. Impose our will. If we're trying to win the league this season, we need to go to some teams and say, just kind of put them to bed. Like, okay, this is a week you're not going to get free. You're going to have to hold a loss and you're going to move on. And I think this is an important week. I'm predicting us to win all 3 games. I hope that we can. I think we can. But it won't be easy at all. A couple comments in the chat. Just going back, Latvian Gunnar says we should have gotten Caicedo when we got the chance. Remember the good relationship with Brighton after Ben 10. It's funny if we tried to get Caicedo that January. We think we bid some money, right? When Caicedo was twerking for us on Instagram about let me go. But obviously in the end we went to go get Rice in the summer, which I don't think any of us will argue that's been a failure or a mistake. So I think
Chelsea has a better relationship with Brighton than we do. Their own chairman said they were our best customer. They said to Chelsea more than anyone else.
I can't beat them.
Latvian Guinness says 2 draws in the last 2 years on Stamford Bridge against dusty Chelsea is not good. We were peak Arsenal then, and now Chelsea are much better. Yeah, but even funny enough, Arsenal, even in I remember that 22-23 season when Eddie Nketiah got the start, and we went there and beat them. Smith Rose had a couple of goals there. Chelsea have struggled to beat Arsenal. I can't remember the last time Chelsea beat Arsenal in the league. That would be one of it.
They beat us when Pablo Mari was starting.
Thomas Tuchel, right? That 3-0 at the Emirates when
2-0 when Reece James and Lukaku scored. But Chelsea, we haven't lost at the bridge since 2018, bro.
Yeah, we
haven't lost.
It's been some
years.
years.
A good record there.
Since 2018. It was a 3-2 when Jorginho and David Luiz was playing for them, and we had Mustafi and Socrates starting for us. That's
what was it?
We just never lost at the pitch.
We were 2-0 down in the game, and we ended up coming back 2-2. Rice and Trossard scored.
I was 3-2 that game. That's what we drew when Conte slipped.
The one where Bellerin scored a goal from outside the box?
Yes. The last time they beat us at Stamford Bridge was 2018.
That's a long time ago,
Yeah, when they had
long time ago.
I think Mkhitaryan and Iwobi scored for us.
Yeah,
and they had Alonso, Morata, and I think Pedro.
Can't remember that game.
Is that when they had Diego? Who's the forward they had? The bully boy.
Diego Costa still.
He didn't start that game. It was William, Morata, and Pedro.
Was Hazard still on this team?
Hazard was Hazard in that game? He came on.
The one I don't know if you guys remember that highlight when was it Coquelin trying to tackle Hazard and he just
I tried to burn that out of my mind, bro. Think about that.
Those days when we used to just be going to any of these big 6 grounds and just be losing and putting some poor performances. Obviously now this is why I give a lot of credit to Mikel. In these big games, both home and away, we look adequate enough to. We were disappointed when we don't get 3 points because we feel like we're good enough and we have the intangibles to go and win the game. And I feel like we've done very well with the big 6 fixtures, obviously, in the last few years, which gives me a lot of confidence as well going into some of these games. Cap says Bayern will be super tough. I do agree. And he says Spurs, he thinks we will win. AFC always says Mourinho beat Wenger in his 500th game as Arsenal boss. Give him 9 years. to prepare, called him the specialist in failure, and thrashed him 6-0 in his 5-0 game. Even left early to tell his wife. Yeah, the way Mourinho used to bully Wenger was sad times, because I used to see Arsene Wenger as a father figure, but when you just see the man just punch up your dad, and you can't even argue, because he is punching up your dad and it's valid. It's like fair enough, innit? Obviously, everyone in the comments, please drop, in the chat, please drop a like as well. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Appreciate it. Obviously, shout out DWTT. Appreciate you, my brother, joining us. Hope you're doing well.
Is there a world? Sorry, is there a world where we just draw with Bayern Munich and it's just that's fine?
Yeah, I think that would be okay, because both teams are top of the Champions League, right? So it wouldn't necessarily derail. Both teams will stay unbeaten. Depending on how the game went, like if it was a thing where we're getting absolutely popped and then we get a last minute draw, I won't really accept that. But say it was one of those equal games, 2-2 or something, I would live with it, because Bayern are a good team, and the form Kane is in this season. What's he got? Like 27 goals or something like that? All comps. So he just got 2 today for England. Him and Haaland are just on one this season, miles ahead of everyone else in that position. So without Gabriel, not to nullify Kane, obviously is an interesting game for us if he's not available. I think he would have to be perspective.
I'm not fussed about the goal, because up to 3 games in the next 3, it's the game of least consequence, because we're going through top 8. We're getting, you know what I mean? So if we draw it, if you ask me right now, would I trade a draw in the Bayern Munich game to guarantee 2 wins versus the other 2? I'll take it. Yeah, because we're going through top 8. I'm not really fussed up. I would worry about Bayern if we beat them in the knockouts, when it's a must win. This isn't a must win.
Yeah, because look what happened to PSG last season. You know, we clapped them up in the, in this phase, and then obviously what happened. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I do agree.
I don't want to get punched up like that. You know, I think that would hurt the confidence of the team. But
we can't. I don't really see us ever getting punched up again. I think we just have to, the way the players play. Like, I think it will be the way that we defend, the way teams struggle to create chances. Like, a team would have to be so efficient with all their chances that they were to score in the game, and we would have to be so poor.
The way that can happen though, if we get like a Saliba red card, like against Bournemouth that last season, something like that early in the game, that could cause issues, I think. But I'm not thinking about that.
I think I'm very happy with the team's discipline this season. Not having any red cards so far, not getting no silly yellows. Like, we know there's been silly yellows given for like maybe non-yellow card challenges, but none of those like wasting the time from the throw-ins and kicking the ball away, or just nonsense yellows, or things that as I've always said, I'm still waiting for the referees to play up with Arsenal. I know that it's gonna happen. We've seen it happen already. 2 penalties potentially not given to us that we've seen worse, more softer penalties given this season for other teams. But in terms of just that nonsense, so far it's been so good. I hope the players are kind of in that mindset. Mikel's told them just we can't lose ourselves games by playing. How many games last season do you play without him? I think we got like 5 red cards in the season or something like that. That can't be happening.
Like, crazy.
I'm happy with the discipline so far, because it's not changed in terms of the aggressiveness defensively or how we've been playing or the passion, but we're not.
Some of them were debatable, to be fair, though. Some of the red cards last season.
The ones early in the season, those double yellows for kicking the ball away and all that nonsense. We know that we never seen anything like that. We haven't seen that since.
Lewis-Skelly one also against Wolves.
Against West Ham, right? Yeah, at home.
The one against West Ham was a Stonewall. That was right.
Like, I'm hoping that we don't see a lot of those, because I think I'm happy that we've been seeing 11 man. We haven't had to, make it force changes because of, someone's been sent off. I just remember that Bournemouth one, which was also controversial, because people were looking at Howard Webb in the stand, obviously doing something. Why the hell is he even in the game? Because normally he's not been there, but he's doing something, and then all of a sudden they go to VAR. But hopefully we don't get any of that.
Admin note: our captain is going to the World Cup. Norway disqualified.
Come on. His first World Cup, right?
They slapped 4 past Italy. They scored. Donnarumma just conceded 4 goals, bro.
Right now, Nigeria's game has gone to penalties, man. No. Anyways, but shout out to Norway. Obviously, they're going through. I appreciate it. Question from AFU always. He says, question to the panel: what's your favorite goal at Stamford Bridge? Mine is Nigel Winterburn or Carney. I think it's talking about that Carney one from the hat trick, right? That from that tight angle. I remember that goal. I think that's one of my favorites as well. Abs, any Stamford Bridge memories?
It's definitely got to be that Kanu, that last goal, man, that winner. I even named my cat after that when he scored that goal, bro. So yeah, that third goal was levels, man.
What about you, Steph? Any favorite Stamford Bridge goals?
As always, as a kid growing up, when I watched Arsenal, the Van Persie one to seal the hat trick was the one that always used to come up on the highlights. Martinelli's goal where he breaks away through, I was a big Martinelli fan when he came through. That was one of my favorite goals. That was really made me say, "Oh, I love Martinelli. He's gonna be you got big hopes for Martinelli." But yeah, man, those two goals for me are like standouts in the top of my head for Arsenal goals.
What about you, BBK? Any different goals?
Kanu goal was wicked still, but Nigel being a defender, he don't get to score many. So I lean on Nigel's side. That was
I like that Martinelli one, and I think is it Declan Rice's one in the 2-2 draw. That first time, that finish that showed that first sign of that whippage that he has from a shooting perspective. I think I like that goal a lot.
You know the Martinelli one, yeah? Is it the one where someone tripped in the midfield?
Kante.
Oh yeah.
We were down to 10 minutes in that game, weren't we?
Yeah, we was still. We're grinding up and then that goal 1-1 and I remember that Martinelli celebration. Obviously, standing in front of the crowd. I think that one. Pepe Lacazette coming and obviously allowing him. I love that goal, man. FC always says the year that Arsenal beat Chelsea away 5-3 RVP. I think wasn't that game where Walcott scored that mad goal where he was on the floor, then he kind of just goes past.
Stumbling and still kicked it in.
I think that's literally what Mr. Seymour said. That Walcott's hat trick against Chelsea. I think that was one of my favorite goals as well. So big up to him. Before we go, is there any player in this next period of games, obviously, that you feel needs to step up this season, that needs to improve their level of how they've been playing? Is there any player in particular you guys want to see potentially either be the mainstay, decide games for us, or you want to see more from?
Saka.
Yeah.
Bukayo. Starboy. Mr. World Class. It's time for him to take that step. I need for him to.
Need him, man.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Imagine if Saka raises the level just a bit. The entire front line attack go up. He has the ability to do it. Like we know the quality is there.
Yeah,
I just need him to do that. I know a lot of the goals that we scored from set pieces this season have been from him drawing fouls. Like people forget, without Saka drawing those fouls, we don't get those free kicks from that. Even the Eze goal versus Crystal Palace, he's very good at that. He shields the ball so well. Right?
One of the best I've seen in the world.
Yeah, so well. It's and that's why people say they prefer Cole Palmer. They prefer this guy because they're more elegant on the ball. But you have to foul him to get it. He gets a lot of kicks, but you
have to double team him to stop him, because when you go single coverage, I think this season was it the Fulham game. Steph always reference it.
Yeah, I have a video coming out on that too, bro. Tore Sessegnon all game, and BBK makes a good point. When you leave him 1-on-1, it's a mistake. You never leave him 1-on-1.
Yeah, so him, new contract, getting the bag. Okay, Bukayo. I mean, the entire club is rooting for this, bro. So,
yeah, man. I think I want if we win the league, I want it to be because Bukayo Saka drove us there. Like obviously we're gonna have other intangibles, Gabriel, Declan Rice, Raya will be important, Gyokeres if he gets his goals, but I want it to be like, because he deserves it. He's been the one player that's been there. Obviously him and Martinelli, I guess, that's been there since when we were in 8th place when it was dark. I remember that tweet, Arsenal fans, you deserve more. And he's been a player that elevated his game. Even last season in his injury season, still was able to get 20 goals and assists in all competitions, or was it 23 if I'm correct? I think this year he's our highest goal scorer. Like he scored the most goals. Obviously, I think he's with 5 or 6 maybe.
6.
He hasn't got no assists though, which I don't think is his fault, because I think he has created a lot of chances. I think he's still our highest chance created player. Has our highest chance created. But like you said, I want him to step up now in this period, decide games, score goals, win. Cause that threat and that fear. And I think maybe having Madueke back now, having that, I guess it's the threat, because Madueke is playing well and is an option, might just, improve his level even more. Waffle done. Anyone in particular that you want to step up? I think.
No, Saka, man. I'm one of Saka's biggest criticizers, bro. Yeah, because I know what that guy can do, and I know that guy, has got a lot more to offer. And People like say it might be the injury. I don't think it is the injury, man. I just think like he just hasn't been playing well. So yeah, he needs to give us something big in the next few games, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Just to show the people them, you know, what Saka's about. Because everyone is Saka's the bar, isn't it? He's not the most glamorous on the ball. Obviously he's a academy, you know what I mean, system baller. But one thing you can't say that he doesn't do, is put in 100%. You know what I'm saying? And he's the bar in it. Everyone compares when there's a player, every rival, he's better than Saka. He's better than Saka. He's better than Saka. Well,
yeah.
You know what, Saka, it's time for you to just prove the doubters wrong in it, and you know, just start getting your GA. I know, like you're a man that don't really get that many, haven't really got that many assists, but you're scoring goals in it. So you know what I mean, just score the goals, bro. Just score the goals and win us games.
And I think that's what we need. That's essentially what we need. Because imagine being on top of the league, clear of City, clear of Liverpool, and the guy who we regarded as the guy who carried us for 2 or 3 seasons isn't playing well. So if he takes that step and make the attack catch up to the defense, then the league is ours. So need him. Just need him to this. And I think he can. He has it. The quality is there. Just need him to.
Nah, I agree with you guys, man. I will go against what you said before, Dondo. I think he's been good this season, man. I think like he's had a lot of games where he hasn't scored, where he's probably been our best attacker, our most threatening attacker. You know, I think Atletico game. I think there's been games in Champions League. I think the Fulham game.
Champions League has been all right, but league, I need him to step up a little bit more.
Fulham game, I think I've seen some games where he's been very good this season. I think obviously we're still waiting for him to explode. I think there is a bit more maturity from him in terms of I don't feel like he's exerting himself fully in this early stage of the season, which I like and I don't mind. I think like that load management thing, however people want to look at it. I think he spoke about how in previous title races we've burned out towards the end of the season. Like he admitted it now. So maybe a lot of these players are kind of knowing that maybe we're playing in gear 2 purposely, maybe come after January, and there's a level that we step up in terms of just the energy and overall effort. Interesting one, Cap says Eze needs to improve, which I will say I will kind of agree in some points. I do want to see a bit more from Eze. Not saying he needs to improve. I don't think he's been bad.
This is a good argument to have, because what can Eze improve in? Because he's already in a 10 position where he plays mostly towards the right. If you look at Eze's previous team in Crystal Palace, he plays in a total different kind of area, more towards the left. So he's always going to be cutting in. As I said before, the difference between Odegaard and Eze is Eze's a quick or a low touch baller, so he's quick, 1-2 ball, and he moves it on. Odegaard will take more touches with the ball. Yeah, Eze needs to be in that left space where he can cut in and shoot, and he's obviously better at shooting than Odegaard as well. So I think being in that 10 position, the position he's actually playing, I just feel like it's a little bit constricted for him at this moment, in my opinion. I just feel that part of his game is he's definitely playing a different game for Arsenal than he is at Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace, you're not going to have the low block as much as playing for Crystal Palace. It's going to be more open against, Arsenal. You're going to be playing against low blocks 99% of the time, and there's been some really good bits of play with him. But yeah, I hear what Caps is saying as well. But I just feel that it's like with the Zubimendi thing as well. You know what? Yeah, he's got a couple of assists. He's got a goal already. It's going to take time with Eze, and I don't think people should expect Eze to be that Crystal Palace Eze.
Exactly. Caps. He doesn't need to take more risks. Eze is doing what the hell Mikel is telling him to do. Because if he doesn't, then he won't play. He does not play, Thomas Tuchel don't call him. Eze quality is there. You see the quality on display when he's allowed to do it. You saw it against England. Eze won us the game against Crystal Palace and came on and won us a point against Manchester City. Without him, those 4 points, we're not top of the league.
Did you see where he scored though? Did you see where he scored the goal for England the other day though? On the left half space.
Yeah, but you give him that freedom to roam about the pitch. He can be there. He took up that space intelligently. Just watch how he's running, watching the line. Martinelli runs offside there. He's watching the line, holding his run. Didn't even take a touchback. The boy has his quality. He's just doing what the manager telling him to do. He's playing in a team with Zubimendi. It's a new team in the middle of the park there. Eze will be just fine. I don't think risk is the thing. Because if he takes more risk and keep giving the damn ball away, Mikel won't play.
What about you, Steph? What do you think? Does Eddie need to improve, or do you think it's just he's adapting to Arsenal, or do maybe he's better off the left? Maybe if Odegaard comes back and he gets moved out to that left position where maybe there's a bit more space for him to go 1v1. What do you think?
I do think it's a mixture of Eze having to settle into the team because, like BBK said, and like also Waffle made a good point. He has to settle into the squad, and he also is doing what the manager asks. I think when he started in the team, he was playing off the left. He got a little bit of joy out there, got a few assists, got a few goals. The first Gyokeres goal comes from Eze off the left, making that running behind. You see some good movement so far from Eze so far off the left. Even when against Liverpool, he had a good spell against Liverpool, I thought. No, for me, I think, again, it goes back to this, and I keep harping on about it. I do want to see Odegaard and Eze play in the same team because Waffledon made a really good point. Him drifting up and picking up that space, but he's a low-touch baller. He's not going to do the things Odegaard was doing in that 10, and Odegaard can't do the things Eze was doing in the 10, which is why I think you need both of them at the same time. One is going to look for Gyokeres, one is going to look for Eze, and Eze is going to be there in around the box like Gyokeres to finish off the chances. So I think this next couple of games, I really wish Odegaard could come back and give us some minutes because I think those two in the same team, you're going to see this Arsenal level from an attacking point of view go to the next level. I think that's going to be what we want to see overall from this team. For Eze personally, again, the team is overall very, very good. I think Eze has done his part in games, even if it's not what goals and assists. He has been the driving force. Look at the Man City game. He came off the bench when we were poor. I was there in person. We were poor. He comes off the bench, gives us that magic in behind. He's a moment's player. I don't mean to cost you, but that's the risky pass. Because if he overhits it, he goes straight into Donnarumma's hands. Under hits it, John Stone cuts it out. So this is what I'm saying, Caps. He takes calculated risk. But it's going to take him a little bit of time, but his quality is there. Absolutely agree.
Absolutely there.
Because we don't play that. One thing I said in the summer, we don't play that pass because before Martinelli has the speed, but we don't play that pass for Martinelli to use his speed. Gyokeres is in the team now. Before we had Havertz, who doesn't make that run. So no, we have the players to make the run. No, with Eze getting more game time with Odegaard, I'm telling you, the team will open up massively, which is why I want to see them play together. But no, I'm not worried about Eze at all. Obviously, I want him to get more goals and assists. Obviously, the stats going to look good on a player like that. But obviously, as an overall player, I'm not worried about Eze at all.
And I think
the penalty shootout.
Nigeria out. I'm not going to the World
Cup. That's 3-4, isn't it? It's 4-3, isn't it?
Yeah. No, 5-4 on penalty.
Corruption. It's corruption. Is it karma from the Gabon game, Waffle Don? When the Gabon should have had a pen.
Yeah. I hear it.
Wow. That 2 World Cups in a row.
It might be the 3rd World Cup in a row. So they're not making it. Like, come on, man. Wow. And they missed the first 2 penalties, Kevin Bassi and Moses Simon as well. I'm heartbroken. I'm gutted, man. Obviously, now I'm gonna have to, act like I care for England a lot to say that we get behind.
You got AFCON though, bro. You got AFCON coming, man.
AFCON is there, so as we said.
Gotta win that.
I don't want to watch the World Cup without Nigeria, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was really, I like the attack from Osimhen, Lookman. I think we had some good attackers. They will be playing in this form, but clearly they couldn't even get through qualifying, which they've been struggling to do the last couple of years, which is just poor.
Brother, Bassi, Iwobi, Onyeka, Lookman, Osimhen,
on paper that team should be going through. On paper,
they got a very good team, man. That's
crazy.
Well, who's pillow put Dr. Seema? I don't know who you're talking about, but he says
probably Odegaard.
That's fair enough. AFC says Gyokeres, Eze, and Saka all need to do more. There's Santos was the worst left back ever. I think that was when we're talking about best goal at Stamford Bridge. I think it's Andre Santos. I think scored in that game as well. But he was a goal. He was pants, man. Obviously, Brazilian as well. He was pants. Shout out to Terra Gunner TV. He says Chelsea fans were saying Estefan was better than Saka.
Yeah, Saka's the benchmark, bro. As soon as the left-footed player shows brilliance, he's better than Saka. There's a reason. Saka has put so much work in. Everyone has to compare them.
Everyone wants to talk. Big you up, my bro. I hope you're doing well. AFC always says, can we stop with all this nonsense about XG and GA? We all watch the game with our eyes. What's this in reply to? And
that's
I think
think Saka.
Yeah, but we watch football, but we know that obviously a player still gets. It's like, but then if you're going that narrative, this is why I have a lot of criticisms for the Mr. Mohamed Salah. Even in the last season, I think you watched him in so many games where he was poor, but then he will come up with that goal, that decisive assist, which is important. But like when you're watching the game and you're comparing some players to the greats all time, or people complain why didn't he win Ballon d'Or last season? It's things that way. We've watched the 90 minutes and you can see that he hasn't affected the game, or he's been locked up by some players that other players have got better off. So
you know what's the best sample, not the sample, but like the assignment paper on GA. Like if you remember the 2018 World Cup, bro, Olivier Giroud had 0 goals or assists, but he was critical. It was crucial for linking up with Mbappe and Griezmann to win the World Cup. So I hear what he's like. The XG, I don't fancy XG because XG is crazy. There's so many elements that XG don't take in. Was the chance in the 90th minute or was in the first minute of the game? Who was in charge of this XG? Was it Haaland? Who was the goalkeeper? Was it fucking Donnarumma or was it Onana? Was it raining? Were you playing against 9 men or 10 men? Like XG, there's so many human elements that they can't factor in there. But the GA, you can't overlook the GA. You get paid to score goals. You have to bang at some point.
That's just what it is, man. Like I think to just obviously round up on the Eze stuff, I think he's been fine. Like he's playing in a different team. He's playing in the middle now, where obviously there's way less space for him to take those risks that people want to see. I think when he was playing on the left, we saw a couple of glimpses of moments of him taking on his man a lot and doing things. And I think when he probably does return back there when Odegaard is back fit, which the captain's going to start. We'll be interested to see if he goes back there, because the way Trossard's playing, I don't think he doesn't look like he's droppable right now, and I wouldn't want to see him out of the team. But I think that we'll see a bit more from Eze in terms of what people want to see. And when they say risk, I think they're just talking about. As Cap says, just taking on players from time to time. Arsenal fans just want to ooh and ah. That's what you want to. Don't worry, the oohs and ah will come when he's back, when Jesus is back, and all these kind of guys that Odegaard as well, that do these kind of more skillful things. He also says, "I will say this, and I'll say it again: the only person who can stop Arsenal from winning the Prem is Arteta." I guess we will wait and see. If that's the truth. He says Eze is best when he commits players, and Caps is laughing at Nigeria being out. Said with Osimhen, how?
Yeah,
and this is what I was saying to you the other day, Waffle on our stream, like obviously where you said why don't Nigerian fans give a lot of credit to Osimhen, because he misses a lot of chances, a lot of chances. He scores a lot of goals, but to be the best of the best, you have to score goals when it matters. Do you know what I mean?
Well, he scored. He didn't score.
For example, Didier Drogba didn't score the many. He's not like he had the highest goal rate, but he scored goals when it matters. Finals, semi-finals, winners of games, and that's what puts him in the upper echelon of striker, because he's a big game player. You can rely on him to take one of those chances and convert them. That's what makes the difference. Obviously, I guess it's sad. I'm sad right now. Obviously, once I come off stream, I'm gonna obviously go talk to him.
Don't cry, yeah. Don't cry.
It's annoying,
man.
But it's just there, man. Obviously,
can't believe it, bro.
Oh, it's crazy.
No Nigeria in the World Cup, bro. You meant Jamaica in the World Cup and Nigeria, isn't it?
Oh, Jamaica ain't in the World Cup.
We getting there.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking about
Trinidad. We got one game.
Play yet or not yet?
We play next week.
Bermuda, innit?
Yeah.
So you just need to draw that game.
Now we need to win it.
I need to win it. You'll win it. They got beat 7-0 in it by Curacao, innit?
Yeah. We got punched up.
Yeah, you have to win that game. Man. Win that game.
Have
to win that game.
Yes, sir.
If Gabriel and Calafiori aren't fit for that Spurs game, who do you want to see starting in the left back and left centre back positions, guys?
For me, Lewis-Skelly and hincapie. For me, easy. Because the crazy thing when I watched the Brighton game in the Carabao Cup, when we saw Mosquera and hincapie play centre back for the first time together, they're like the prototype of Gabriel and Saliba. Personality and play style is the same thing. Gabriel is not there, and hincapie gives you the leadership. I thought that was one of the most impressive things. He was leading at the back. He was talking to guys in his first start, tackling, showing the intensity.
He doesn't speak English as well, so
he doesn't and then Mosquera next to him, who speaks Spanish, probably doesn't even know too much English either. Is playing next to him, calm, composed, puts his foot on the ball, can make smart passes. For me, I'm very, very comfortable with seeing Hincapie step in there next to Saliba, and I think we're gonna get the level won't drop. Lewis-Skelly, I think Lewis-Skelly so far this season could feel hard done by not to get more game time, because in the starts he's played, he's been one of the best players on the pitch. In the Carabao Cup games, he's been top. The Atletico game assist was absolutely outstanding with that run to find Martinelli. So for me, I think those two guys have cemented their place that when those two guys go down, they should be the next ones up. And I think the level so far this season has proven that. So it would definitely have to be Lewis-Skelly and Hincapie, no doubt about it.
And BBK, what about you? Same thing? Would you put them two? Does those two just come in straight away, or do you put Mascara left centre back maybe?
I'm thinking about putting Mascara in at left centre back, because the Slavia Prague game he did start Hincapie at left back, and he did look good there. You know, so I don't know, but I know Skelly would probably feel hard done by, but we seen Mascara get thrown in at Anfield, handle his business. You know, so
Mr. Boscara, as you call him, innit? So.
But here's the thing, though. Like, our defense, I don't lose any sleep over. Like, Mikel could pick the names out of a hat, for all I care, and I think we'll still have enough to beat Tottenham. You know, I really think he's pick at all random. Even he could even put Timber at right back and put left back and throw Ben White back in there. The defense is good.
Yeah.
This is fine, but more than likely, I'd rather see Hincapie at left back and Mascara come in.
What about you, Foden? Who do you want to see left back and left centre back if the two are two start?
I think Skelly's got to start, but I think Calafiori will play. I think he'll be all right. I'm not hearing anything that he's. I think I see something that he's going to be all right, but if he doesn't play, then Skelly knows about the North London derby, man. When they put him in, and yeah, just put in Hincapie and the left centre back position, man. But we don't know. Gabriel might be back, so we don't know in it. But
I think if they're out,
you imagine the Emirates if Gabriel walk out on Sunday, brother, everybody would be with the armband too. Stick the armband in and walk him out. That'll be dope.
Yeah, coming out like some. What was it? Just, what's that WWE meme when the guy just breaks out the car? So he's like,
right. Because that's the thing. Richarlison don't want to see Gabriel. I know Gabriel roughed this brother up in training with Brazil all the time. Don't want none of that.
So I would love Lewis-Skelly to play this game. I think if even if Calafiori is okay, I think there's a big game. There's a big games this week. We don't need to rush him back for this game. I think putting Lewis-Skelly into this kind of derby game where remember last year when he came off and he got the yellow card when he was celebrating when he was coming off. I think when they were trying to rough him up at the end of the game. I love those things. Obviously, Hincapie will be good. Just before we go, AFC always says, is it true that Arsenal will accept 45 million for Skelly in January? I think that's complete cap because he's not getting nowhere. Cap says Hincapie is our safest option at left back. Which was interesting. Dr. Seymour says Lewis-Skelly at left back and Hincapie at left back for him. Miley Talk shout you out. He says El Captina. I think he's happy about Congo, obviously winning their game.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, everyone that's in the stream, don't forget to subscribe to Waffled On. Don't forget to subscribe to BBK. Subscribe to my channel, Capers Pause and Gunner Street as well. Last question before we go. AFC says, do you think Lewis-Skelly will go out on loan in January to get more game time? And question DC Nwaneri doing the same as well. I don't think if Arsenal are where we think we're gonna be come January, that those two want to leave knowing that they could taste the glory that they potentially might get as the young players and as one of the future of our team. I think Nwaneri and Lewis-Skelly are for the future. We have to bear in mind before last season they never played men's football in any capacity. So I don't think they're going to be pushing for game time, and I think there's sometimes the ability for you to learn a bit more when you play. It depends how much games they play from now till January, but I don't think they will be pushing to leave, especially this season, given that Arsenal are going for the tie. I don't know about you, man, what you think, but I don't think they're leaving.
Nah, they're not going anywhere. Like Lewis-Skelly is starting games. He's getting minutes. He started against Atletico. He's starting all the EFL Cup games. If anyone that would be, it would probably more likely be Ethan. Ethan would have had to be given reassurances when he signed his new contract just now that he was going to play. Mm-hmm. I don't think either of these boys are going anywhere, man. They know they have a future at this football club with or without Mikel.
What about you, Gunner? Do you have any thoughts on them two? Are you laxing about?
I agree with everything being said. I don't think Lewis-Skelly is going anywhere. I agree. He's been getting minutes, and I don't think he's going to push for a move. I think in terms of left back options, because it's obviously for the World Cup. I mean, if he's not at the World Cup, I don't think he's going to kick up a fuss. I think it's going to be used as more motivation, but I do think he's good enough to go to the World Cup squad. So we'll have to see who's in form, who's fit, who's injured, and when the time comes around, we'll see who gets picked. But the Ethan point of view, I agree. From Ethan's point of view, he might want to get a little bit more game time, especially seeing Odegaard going down and missing a lot of the season. He'd probably feel like he wanted more minutes, scored against Brighton in the Carabao Cup when he got his opportunity. But again, I think it's a long season. We've had international breaks, so we've kind of split up the season and make it feel stagnant, I guess. But there's going to be a run of games coming soon, and especially in those winter months where Nwaneri is going to get his minutes. So I'm not worried about these guys at all.
What about you, Abs? You worried or you lax?
No, because we know Calafiori, when he gets an injury, he's out. Hincapie, current situation now is that we're talking about him playing centre back next to Saliba. So yeah, Skelly's gonna get his time, man. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just gotta be patient. And why would you wanna leave the best club in the Premier League at the top of the table right now?
It will show your mentality. We'll show your mentality,
bro, and stay.
Fight and stay potentially too.
Yeah, Ethan's gonna get his moment, man. He's gonna get his moment, but he's just got to be patient as well. And we have to be patient as well, because I know sometimes we're just like, put him on. But
everyone always wants to see the new shiny toy, but sometimes you got to let something brew in the background. Obviously, they have to realize physically these guys are adapting to the Premier League themselves, men's football. You don't want to. You want their progression to be sometimes healthy. Like, so if it's always just straight up, sometimes it can come crashing down very quickly. Sometimes you got to manage these young players' expectations, and as well just the pressure that can be put on them. You know what it is playing for Arsenal. We're the most targeted team, so they will be the most targeted youngsters as well. So I think sometimes taking out the limelight helps them as well to keep that hunger, that composure, and in general just stay grounded, man. So I don't think they're going anywhere, man. But that's it, guys. We'll end it off there. 2 hours in the stream, very long stream today, but great conversation of it nevertheless. Obviously, please don't forget to subscribe to Waffled On and BBK Sports. The links are in the chat as well. I'll put it back up on the screen just now. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to Capers Pausa and Gunner Street, whatever side you're tuning into. Drop a like button. I don't know what the like count is on either side. Steph, you can tell me on your side. I don't know what's on my side.
Just reach the goal. Just hit 10. So
if you haven't hit the like button, just hit the like button now before you leave. Obviously, we appreciate everyone that's been tuning on in us late night stream in London, 10 o'clock now. Obviously, appreciate you, BBK and Waffled On, jumping onto the channel.
Appreciate it.
Hey, one more thing as well, people. Yeah, and I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, make sure you hype the video, people. Yeah, it actually helps all of the channels. Make sure you hype the video, people. There's a hype button
there, guys. In the comments. Hype button when you slide left in the comments. Hit the hype button. It helps put it into the algorithm. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're make sure you're going to these channels and hitting the subscribe button. Obviously, they drop amazing content lives almost every single day, talking all things Arsenal. So tune in, community.
BBK, man.
And we'll try and do this again. I did enjoy doing this, obviously, so maybe we'll see if we can make it a thing. But we appreciate the love, obviously, you guys jumping on. And yeah, man, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, this week is as interesting as we hope it will be. And Seymour, just to end off, says, how long was Cesc or Wilshere brewing in the background? Come on, bro, they're good enough. Arteta wasn't playing them to spare his blushes and poor transfers. I want to see what Dr. Seymour says if Arsenal wins the league, because he's then have to credit the guy that he hates so much. And I don't know if that's going to be good for his health, man, but we'll get there, man.
The credit for winning the league. I can't wait. I would love nothing more.
And that's what
Exactly.
BBK crediting Arteta. I think the internet wants to see it. So
internet needs that.
I'm here for it. He wins that fuck the league. He wins me the EFL. That's what. Not even good. He wins me anything, bro. I'm ready to praise.
As I said, I'll just flip back to Seymour. He is the one that gave the 15-year-old magic talent multiple game
times. 15-year-olds.
Started Ethan. We're seeing him play multiple games. He started the game. He's played in the Champions League. He's played all cups. He's played at Anfield. Like, you have to kind of put things into perspective as well, just to shoot back there. But I'm gonna end it there, people. Appreciate everyone. Drop a like. Don't forget Subscribe to all the channels. I will put the links in the description. And we'll see you guys on the next stream, man. We appreciate the love. Everyone enjoy their evening. And we are out. Peace.